超えないと
超嫌じゃん。
ヒット祈願は成功しない。覚悟を決めて
超嫌だなと思ったよ。
裸足になる。
O pa. Pick another winner. Jerome Cardenas. Andiyan ba siya? Jerome. Yes, may chance maulit guys. Si tropang Jerome, tulog na ba? Tulog na ba yan? Yung kaibigan natin to ha. Pag wala siya, sayang. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Miss Jeneline Alde. Ano po, dun po sa may comment. Kaso, na-close na natin eh. Yung mga kasali na lang yung ano eh. Yung mga kasali na lang yung mga
10 seconds remaining.
Navi's turn to ban. Virtus Pro's turn to ban.
Ten seconds remaining.
Navi's turn to pick. Virtus Pro's Navi to pick.
Lena.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Virtus Pro's turn to pick.
Mars!
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Navi's turn to ban.
Life Stealer.
Virtus Pro's turn to ban. Navi's turn to ban.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Virtus Pro's turn to ban. Navi's turn to ban.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Virtus Pro's turn to ban.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Virtus Pro's turn to pick. Navi's turn to pick.
Enchantress.
Virtus Pro's turn to pick.
Vengeful spirit.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Navi's turn to pick.
Clockwork.
Navi's turn to ban.
Drow Ranger.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Virtus Pro's turn to ban. Navi's turn to ban.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Virtus Pro's turn to ban.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Navi's turn to pick. Virtus Pro's turn to pick.
Death Prophet.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Zeus.
You may now select your heroes.
thank you. Like, thank you for that. I like this idea, PyCat. They want to listen to us. Two EU boys talk about the CIS showdown.
for battle.
I'm glad we have Liz in there as a sprinkle of semi-CIS to kind of give us, you know, the inside knowledge of this region.
That's good.
Sort of a semi-Slav, you know. Or I guess full-on, maybe?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the Slavic region. I mean, I'm not like a professional in geography and cultures, but you know, Liz, he has had a lot of experience playing in pub games.
He's got some expertise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people, like you encounter a lot of these guys day-to-day.
Yeah, everyone's felt the wrath and pain of these different members. I mean, especially, you know, even the more recent kind of people V2 with his rise in more recent years, and then. I mean, we can't forget, when you look on the side of VP, everyone on this team just basically recently getting out of diapers. I don't think any of them are above the age of 20, if I'm not mistaken, or 21.
I don't really know what they're kind of a lot of new kids on the block, whereas older generation players at least got always fly ages. Guy's been. Yeah, quite a few of these.
I always love seeing Always Wanna Fly actually having some success as well, because, you know, he's kind of got that kind of rebellious captain aspect, and that, you know, you think of all these big successful captains that they go to the big organizations all the time, right? And this guy has been all over the place, where it's been currently with Na'Vi, before when he was with Windstrike, what was the other one? Windstrike, and then became Flight to Moon.
Yeah, I mean, he was early days, he was on Empire for a while with
Yep.
Back in tier 4, tier round. I don't think he was a captain back then, but the lineups though are quite interesting. The Na'Vi lineup is very fast paced in its own way, but so kind of centric draft still. And they also scale in kind of interesting ways. I mean, scalability of Zeus can never be on. It's just hero in later stage of the game. If not 4, depending on how you view it. Yeah, it's just an interesting matchup. They do have this sort of semi on Lifestealer, but the Viper can also scale a bit at some point.
Yeah, I like the fact you bring up that both teams scale, but in kind of different ways. Whereas, you know, I guess what you kind of highlight is Na'Vi, they have got this Drow lineup at its heart, right? It's about how they come together, they kind of start to hit their timing and ramp up as 5. Whereas VP, you kind of feel as this game goes on, each of these heroes has more independence, right? They can feel less reliant on needing another member to save them. They can maybe go make individual plays more easily.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I would probably favor the Na'Vi lineup, just 'cause I feel like their scalability translates very well into power damage. Whereas the VP lineup, it does scale, but it's more so into fighting and getting kills, you know.
Denied.
But that's where it can be spooky. Let's say the Na'Vi win a fight, they could potentially take, you know, later on in the game, they can get, you know, racks, they can rides, they can. Whereas VP don't really have that same. Lifestealer can deal a lot of physical damage, but he doesn't take towers the same way a Death Prophet Drow Avenged would.
Yeah, and it's the case. If I was to tell you, you lost all your gold. No one's got any money right now, right? Everyone has like 3,000.
Ooh.
Barry Salt is enough. Yeah, they will get him.
Radiant's middle tower.
I'm really surprised though. Done build. I'm not sure if this is, or if this is kind of. I just feel like this, in a lane like this, I do feel like the stun is.
Do you think maybe his big brain is like, oh, well, if we have a little bit extra attack range, then we can trade with the Viper. We don't have to worry about him stacking up those poison attacks. We can always like pull back.
I mean, of course, it's gonna be very beneficial for the Raw Ranger, right? The quite apparent more damage, etc.
But if you do this, hey, no, I figured it out, Pycat. Have a look right now. Click on the Drow. Do you see that aura that you're still getting? This was always part of the plan. always want to die. He knew what was going to happen in this game, so he's just, you know, maximizing his value as a Venge aura.
They're you know, they're in a similar fashion to how PauLdePauL has been. You know. Guys do tend to kind of sacrifice themselves a lot for the farming of their.
Yeah, we'll see if it pays off in the long run, because you are essentially just hemorrhaging kills to a Viper of all heroes, a hero that will win and bully their opponents out lane at the best of times. And well, I mean, you've already given him an urn at this stage, the clockwork. He's already got his trank, so it's not going to get any easier if always want to fly up it.
Yeah, quite fortuitous. K doesn't get the top rune even. Finds the arcane. Lane gonna come slightly Iceberg favor. They're both gonna hit 6 pretty soon. Slightly before.
But you can't really try and leverage this into a push in the mid, right? Like, unless you kill the Zeus, there's always going to be that risk that if you exorcism here, he'll just poke and prod the wave, and then you're tanking the tower for far too long.
I mean, you can't really push. Spam that. That lane. Counterplay for death.
I can do with more of that.
The good news is, of course, GPK can keep shoving out like that, but if you do choose to leave the lane as Iceberg, Zeus not really a hero renowned for his ability to hit buildings.
No, definitely. When Iceberg leaves, it can be scary for power, but no, when GPK leaves, sorry, not really the same.
In before we're wrong, and the Meteor Hammer has creeped into the Zeus build next.
Radiant's courier
I
has
think
been killed.
when pigs fly.
We have spider pigs, but no flying pigs, so I think we're safe.
are with us.
Bottom, just
Casualty.
gonna be forced to come back to the tower.
Yeah, no, he's... I'll hover around, best he can do. He wants to pop, they're just trying to pressure and always want to fly. This time he's a little bit more wise to it, but not wise enough. Actually, DM. He goes the wrong way. It might allow Venge to run away here. I think that just saved her.
Radiant's
Yep,
top
DM.
tower
I think
is
that
under
was
attack.
maybe Pathfinder there as he started to head to the north instead of directly across towards the Venge.
Yeah,
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
pathing.
Didn't they add an option in so that you can just have like direct pathing for clicks so it won't do pathfinding? I could have sworn they added that in a few years ago, but like nobody ever used it.
They're gonna find V2. Fly gonna go down.
Yep, this is
From V.
I mean, it's a really good start, because if there was any lane you wanted to pressure, it was this one, right? Like, this is a Drow lineup at its heart. While while Iceberg rather can maybe do some things to kind of reset, cause movements around the map, at its heart, you do need that Drow.
Heal us.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Yeah, sorry, could you repeat?
Oh. I was just saying that, like, this is the best situation for VP, right? It's like shutting down the Drow, because while Iceberg can make these maneuvers, at the end of the day, you are a Drow lineup.
No, for sure.
Oh, speaking of Iceberg, he had to use the Exorcism here.
He's gonna go man up here.
Yeah, he's sustaining. He's got enough.
He's got
is it?
Fire 1.
Oh no, he's gone.
It's gonna be close.
DM, he'll die for it as well. 2 for 2 exchange, but I mean, you get the mid for the offlaner, basically, is the big highlight there.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's not the worst, you know. At least you're helping the Drow. He had that death, a bit uncomfortable. Now she's gonna be slightly ahead even of the Viper. Easier just go farm. There's
Dire's
already
middle tower is
stack,
under attack.
double stack on part angle, dire triangle.
It's a fair point as well, actually. Like, considering how the start of this went for DM, you wouldn't expect him to be the lowest in net worth in terms of cores right now. Maybe that's because they've been kind of prioritizing the kills over actually regularly securing the CS.
Yeah, Viper, you know, it's more of a suppressive lane. farmer, or at least, you know, usually it is
Well, what did you expect?
Dire's top tower
kind of
is under
things
attack.
you tend to focus more on trying to shut down the enemy core rather than scaling all the general here with the mist spear. The arena is good.
Yeah, but the backstab from Iceberg is unexpected for them is the thing. Thundergod's Wrath will kill off General, the Cogs in. But it looks like Iceberg's win this one. He will actually die in the end, even after he gets the 5, but there's just too many heroes here from VP. I mean, it was a bold
damage
move.
from him. The nether toxin, they would too long, and GP can kind of come in here.
And V2
is going to be able to walk down V2.
Yep. They're not done there though. They're going to turn around for Roger. Na'Vi, they're just getting ran over here. VP anticipating the moves. I guess you got a question. Like, maybe if that spear hits, it's a good fight for Na'Vi, but you are choosing to fight without your exorcism there.
Yeah, he was kind of hoping that the Siphon would off and not. Okay, about to hit level 5 and 0. Berg just hit level 8. Well on his way.
Radiant's middle
He
tower
tags
is under attack.
halfway here. I mean, this is the scary part of this VP lineup. You know, if you get this overwhelming amount of
Dire's
damage
top
or
tower is under
heroes
attack.
before General gets pipe or ice, gonna be a raid.
Yeah, you check what V2's got right now.
Dire's top
He's
tower
nowhere
is
even close to having some sort of means of dealing with that Nimbus, right? No 4-staff, no BKB. He's gonna be pretty vulnerable, and I mean, they have the means to jump in these fights, right, with the clockwork. I mean, they've proven they have these intermediate combos like this one here with the Nevertox and the Cogs, which just secures another kill.
Dire's
Yeah, and the fly is quite far away from.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom
They
tower
really need to
is
get the
falling.
defense he can take from this clock. Right now, the clockwork is for red.
They're stacking this if they want to. Okay, they will admit this is gone. That was a surprise and posturing considering the exorcism was running out. But yeah, the tier 1's gonna fall, and I mean this map it's already feeling so scary and so small for Na'Vi.
Yeah, they have to kind of go for scraps here. Really can't really take these fights. The clockwork hook, no counterplay before 6. She is just about to hit. Farming up these. But you know, when the clockwork hooks Viper is into this toxin, not really much that you can.
Yeah, it's
The
also...
one thing that.
Oh, go ahead.
No, the one thing is, I mean, he didn't go for this kind of. He doesn't have any Midas or anything like this, so
That's true.
farming from the lifestealer isn't gonna be all that fast out a lot of lane. Time they are controlling quite well.
I was...
Na'Vi are forced. Yeah.
I was just gonna say, like on top of the clockwork situation, right? The combo is so casual that even if you swap out, someone's gonna die in his place, right? The Cogs into the Nevertox, and so it's not like you completely subvert their ability to snipe out kills and save. He switched it up now. He had chosen the ambitious route of thinking he could get an axe quickly, but he's going for the Solar Crest just to try and amp up their lifesteal.
Yeah, more armor, I think. Kind of ways of taking rope. It gives you some more. While it doesn't make the clockwork, you know, all that much stronger in a sense, you know, getting more armor is all nice against the drop.
Roger was able to deter the clock from hanging around as they were getting ready to try and jump him. He was saved by that ward known to back up. But now they're going to smoke under the vision. So this should be seen by Na'Vi. It's just a question if they feel they can set up and fight it or if they just want to dodge it. And it looks like they're going to choose the latter.
Yeah, the thing is, Na'Vi don't really have a lot of plays right now. Lineup wanna be in a much better position to fight here. If you don't have a blink on Mars, wanna even go for the goal. There's no Yules on no real way for them to initiate fight back here. Kinda just have to concede a lot of map.
And as a result,
very awkward.
I was just gonna say, like, if you were to draw a line on where like the V2 can farm, like this is the line I've got right now. He has access to maybe 4 camps that he can feel sort of safe.
Yeah. Area here.
And even the bot area is, well, even the bot area feels kind of ambitious. I think that's why they keep sticking Roger there, is because they're expecting whoever sits in this bot lane to die for it. But so far, Roger, he has managed to dodge the death once or twice.
Yeah, only.
I guess the big concern here as well is, like, you know, with such limited resources available to you, can you actually afford to continue like this? Like, yeah, maybe the Drow gets 1 or 2 items, but DP especially doesn't strike me as a hero that's going to do much without 1 or 2 big items.
I mean, the BKBs are gonna be.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I also like the fact that now
Dire's top tower
Blink
is
instead.
under
It's gonna
attack.
give them some sort of play. You're not gonna have this pipe and be very strong, but you're focusing more on trying to be able to kill them rather than just trying to stay alive. And while Na'Vi are definitely their lineup, it does scale incredibly well. They get a couple items if they do manage to get.
Yeah, the initiations here are kind of a race, right? Like, they're trying to snipe out the Drow, you're trying to snipe out the Zeus, really, as that's the big damage dealer. General does get that bling. He will be the more formidable form of initiation. Now he's being initiated on just shy of having the money for him with the Viper Strike on him. There is no way out of this. They'll be able to kill him off just shy of having his Blink Dagger by 100 gold.
Gonna have the axe flying out.
Oh boy.
Such an insane.
Look at the sync up as well. Like, they smoked up for rooms. They're going to have that axe as well, and they're rotating around. They know where the Drow is. Hook shot's going to be in. They spotted over that deep ward. Nimbus is going to clean him up. However, GPK, they're going to punish him for this. I don't know if they're quick enough for this. He's pretty tanky with the axe. Thunderbolt's Wrath going to go out. He's burst down as much damage as he can. He will fall, but Iceberg, forced to use the exorcism stance, is going to come out to 2. Always want to fly. Almost dead. Can't quite finish him though. They can't get close enough. They get baited in. Save is gonna die. DM has to throw out the Viper Strike just to run away. Roger able to TP out. Always want to fly. Will die. But DM being hunted onto. Iceberg is gonna get the triple kill. Much needed influx of gold for this Death Prophet.
Very, very nice fight
Radiant's
for
middle
Na'Vi to get
tower
that.
is under attack.
They do lose. And that's just. Bags came out. But they find this very important kill onto GP. Then the ports, they're kind of 1 by 1, so they're all coming in and fighting into Death Prophet with all these Spirit Siphons. Gonna propel Iceberg so much.
Radiant's middle tower
Desperate in-
is under attack.
Caught up now with Lifestealer, well on his way, halfway to his. And if you do manage to get the BKB on the Death Prophet, then the dynamic of the game can change a bit, because you have this guy who is gonna frontliner that is very hard to deal with. Epi Kid doesn't deal enough physical.
True. I just love the way that the last fight, the way that went out, the anticipation from both sides, right? Like, there was that deep ward on the high ground between the 2 tier 3s that spotted the Drow. But then meanwhile, in the top lane, that was the ward that spotted out the Zeus. That's what set up both of those high priority kills. And now, Na'Vi looking to find more kills. General does now have this Blink Dagger. They're smoked up behind him. And DM too deep. It looks like he's going to sneak past. They do find the squishy undersiders. Always want to fly spotted out. They shot for it. Cogs to push him back into the Nimbus. And the right-click follow-up damage will be enough to kill him off. But now Mars jumping with the arena on the Zeus. GPK gets found out. Will be closed out as well as he dies off. Every kid needs to be careful. The Rage has ran out now. He's in a little bit of trouble. Let's say Laguna shotgun down. He's gone. 3 dead on the side of VP. All for the life of Always Want to Fly.
Iceberg. Oh. I think they didn't get the vision until. So, I mean, a huge fight for Na'Vi. Back to back now, 2 fights, 2 deaths for DK. Just gets his axe and now he died twice. And either levels, all of a sudden Iceberg is a level ahead of the super top net worth, followed by V2. Now all of a sudden this Na'Vi lineup is starting to come online properly here. Blink from General, a very nice pickup. Iceberg is getting closest.
And we see the kind of exposed weakness, right? Like, VP, they have this long-range initiation, but in itself, it doesn't feel like enough, right? Like, think about how long Always Want to Fly survived there. It wasn't a quick kill like it should have been, which bought plenty of time for Na'Vi to respond, but also forced VP to go into this awkward choke point. And yeah, we're starting to see the kind of double-edged sword that is this Axe Rush on the Zeus, where all of a sudden, if you don't have any saves, well, you might have a player called that, but you haven't got anything to get you out, is the point.
Yeah, and he up this Blink Dagger, but I'm just not sure it's gonna be like enough. If it's it's still kind of scary for you to play because you get caught by this wave of terror, you know? It's so easy to get clipped once by this, then there's a spear or there's a silence, one drow shot, anything. And caught, then, you know, like I said, there is no save. You can maybe try some infit.
Dire's top
Yeah,
tower
but
is
yeah,
under
you're
Not
getting
easy
attack.
saving him.
I was gonna say you're getting silenced all the time on Epikid. Like you can already see why he's queued up next for this very reason. Like if they get hit by the DP silence or the drow silence, there is never gonna be any sort of dispel save for GPK in these fights.
Radiant's middle tower
Yeah,
is
and the
under
Manta most
attack.
likely quite needed.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But the difference here in lineups, though, at least, like I mentioned earlier,
Radiant's
the Na'Vi
middle
lineup,
tower has fallen.
if it's ahead, it scales so much better
Dire's
into
top tower
objectives,
has
into
fallen.
becoming stronger. Whereas if you get ahead and they need to.
Radiant's middle
That's not like you're
tower is
building in a
under
way that you're
attack.
ever going to get to this where you can keep taking buildings very easily on the side of VP. I mean, the way that Epikid, the only one who could really build into that kind of Deso type build is being forced to build here, isn't going to give him the damage. Save. He has got the hook shot, so this is not an easy kill. This is not the one they want. They want the squishy underbelly. GPK is wise to it. He says, fool me once, fool me twice, but 3 times, now that's where I draw the line.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
3rd time's the charm.
And when the 3rd time fails, 4th time's the charm.
What a bounty!
Na'Vi kind of just posturing around the area. VP know they have to keep an eye. It's very, very quick. Especially if they come. But most likely they're just gonna wait for their peak. Iceberg, they top farmer here.
And it's very awkward for VP to kind of contest these Roches as well, right? Like, you can't easily take it yourself. If anything, you have to kind of use Na'Vi as your Roche taking tool and then find a way to steal it away from them at the end.
Yeah, exactly. That's definitely the idea. Doing the damage themselves, unless they do 5-0 fight.
General,
Radiant
so
are
quickly from getting
standing.
that blink, already having the Hood of Defiance. It's not going to be long until they have a pipe as well. And then all of a sudden, GPK, not only is he not going to contribute anywhere near as much damage, but he's still going to be this giant liability in the fights.
Yeah, he has to be very careful.
Iceberg going for after the BKB. I wonder if this, because against this type of lineup, do you just kind of go for kind of raw HP? Or is this going to be a Shiva's type game?
He went. Anything. Kill the Zeus. He hates seeing a blink on Iceberg, but Shiva's. I'm not sure. Even Atos, more catch, sort of that lets him
Radiant's
try
middle
to find the
tower
Zeus
is
and
under attack.
kind of nice. Yeah, like you don't really need all the armor.
No,
That's not that much of a threat.
I mean, in general, they don't really have any right clickers. That was why I was kind of like, what way are we going to do this? You don't really want to, you could argue the classic Heart Iceberg DP, but then again, you're against the Zeus, so just something that kind of gives that utility. Maybe a good idea, as you say. Look at it, caught. Yours is there, haste is gone, and with it, so is safe. Instant buyback though. Rena's gonna go down. They found GPK again.
GPK.
They pin him against the wall. General's doing a lot of damage. Iceberg will reinforce it. They'll find the kill. The Sars is gonna come out, but Epikid able to hop inside Ilias and run away. But that just triggers the exorcism out of Iceberg. Hook shot in, trying to turn around. Save comes out. Epikid arrives from the Infest, trying to turn around on the General. Is gonna bring him low and kill him off. V-Tune in too deep. Is gonna pay the price. Ilias is still alive. Swap out to save Iceberg. But can he dish damage? I don't think he can. He needs to run, but the Atos is gonna be there. Always want to fly. Will be finished off on the side, and Iceberg maybe gets out of this, but either way, it doesn't feel good. You've already lost 4. You've used the exorcism, so you might as well turn around and try and take 1 with you. It will work, but it will cost you.
Doesn't have enough mana for the Yules there. Kind of a attempted really to go back in there. Yeah, that fight, Epikid just got to deal a lot of damage. DM, I think, kind of they PV quite early on the Draw Ranger. round and man fight. There were just heroes on top of him beating him.
No, I expect, like the big part for me was Save with that kind of hookshot turnaround, right? Like that you could just feel that Na'Vi had overstayed their welcome, and I love the patience he had on waiting for the golden opportunity to hookshot that kind of set off that spiraling moment of death for Na'Vi.
Yeah, coming in clutch. Clockwork with the save.
And the name, set the game. General getting close to that BKB, so next time he'll be able to sustain a little bit more, because that was kind of worrisome part, is like on the side, while he did find GPK, he was getting just as low as him, so they kind of lost their real frontliner very quickly, or his relevance in the fight very quickly. Interestingly, he didn't finish the pipe though. Oh, Roger. He had a pipe on his team right now. Nimbus and the hookshot catches him out, and it's easy food for GPK.
Pipes. Blur this sick. Have the medallion on the clockwork. Also have. Did have a wolf. Yeah, but this is gonna be a pretty quick save. Epic Kid now with the Hyperstone, the Manta armlet, doing quite a lot of physical damage. And there's no expo just yet for Iceberg, so
no. And now Iceberg just needs to get out of here quick.
Radiant's middle tower
Luckily for him, hookshot is on cooldown because he was getting a little bit aggressive in their face. And it's kind of a surprising outcome, right? Like Na'Vi, they kind of look at VP's draft. You wouldn't expect Roche to go down that fast, but another highlightable thing for Save, like you said, having that medallion, just giving them that extra oomph with the Solid Crest as well from DM, just like all the means to just burst through Roche.
yeah, but that's the way. I mean, that's why I thought it was quite interesting how these two lineups scale. VP lineup, so the timings are Na'Vi hitting their beat become really strong. Gonna be pretty spooky while careful with this position. It's going to be allowed to deal so much damage. The Viper is going to become just a Nether Toxin, Atos. Their damage is going. ABs are going to. That's going to be quite difficult.
Well, they're making value out of them right now. Nimbus is going to come out because they initiate the Viper. He's tanky, but reinforcements are not quick enough, so he will be brought down. So he gets a farm and underneath vision. I like that point, right? Like the reliance on BKBs. I mean, if you get, imagine like the late game where everyone has kind of got all their items online, you're still going to have a lot of damage, magical to do, sure, but you know, these BKBs will be super short. And also Viper, he will have an option if he wants to kind of convert from a magical build to a physical, just essentially saying I wipe my ass with your BKBs. Now that, correct me if I'm wrong, that was the POS 2 at Na'Vi, right? That just died in, was that 4, 5, 6 max?
Dire's structures
I mean, the double damage on the Lifestealer, you know, Imp Claw, the Armlet, Hyperstone.
It's unfair.
Fairly quick death.
Then again, I mean, is Death Prophet able to die, or is she already dead? Like,
what is dead may never die.
there we go. Also, you keep what you kill. And what VP are keeping is a gold leap, which, you know, it's not built into anything huge or substantial, but the thing about this game is so far, if it continues like this, as you said, you can see VP just starting to get a decent lead out of this. And they already lead by a noticeable amount in terms of XP as well, because of the way they've kind of just been picking off these high-value targets.
Kind of interesting hit going for the Skadi. Usually another way to sort of top off these.
Dire's bottom tower
Quite useful, like the Death Prophet.
Dire's
The
structures are fortified.
Skadi removing some of the region that you get. And also just helping you to Mars and Drow.
Yeah, it's pretty peculiar, because usually what we see is you'll have these kind of one right-clicker lineups. Yeah, you got this Viper, but you know, like, there's kind of true scalables. And if that's the case, the Lifestealer always kind of opts for these right-click type items, you know, the kind of Desos, the MKBs and whatnot. But it's interesting the way the VP are approaching these fights, where it's like, okay, as long as we survive for the first 5-6 seconds, they're the ones on the rope.
Yeah, VP are really already hunt. Looking very smooth. They might not really find anything here. Javier being...
That was close. They guessed wrong. Roger TP'd out just outside of their vision. When the smoke broke, they had the wrong idea about where the target was.
Yeah, and Iceberg did choose to go for the blink. Talking about just a way for you to get on top of the suit. However, he does now have this Yule. It's not gonna be all that easy, because you go in and you try to jump the suit. Self-Yules, it him some time for the team. Start beating on Iceberg, it's gonna melt pretty quick. All this damage from Epic Hit, the AC, destruction. Gonna deal a lot of physical damage.
Yeah, and he's going for the boost to travel afterwards. If like GPK, he'll get even more mobility in these fights. So kind of sticking on top and finding him initially already is hard enough, but actually staying on top of the target, it makes you wonder how many people can help pursue. And if you send too many people home for GPK, are you just leaving B2 alone to die?
Yeah, always wanna fly kind of has to keep eye out. It is gonna be reclaimed.
Nimbus hook shot in, they see the big target, Infest bomb out. V2 swamped away. Lonko trying to get close up. Polygon's wrap, will skew the kill bench. Moving in with the 4-star, stays on top of forcing out the BKB. V2 looks to reset, but Iceberg, he wants it all. He goes in the exit, Arena's gonna go down. DM trapped inside, alongside Ilias and Epikid. He could try and get out of this in the 2 seconds. Rage is coming off cooldown, but the pin is gonna be there from the spear. The Sans fall off as well. He's just going to run this one off, though. They don't have enough damage. He looks to go back in. He's feeling hungry for war. And with the root coming out, Iceberg is going to be forced to fight. He will be brought down in a matter of seconds. Yours to fight some time. B needs assistance. Molly shot, not going to be good enough. Zeus secures the kill. Roger retreats away with the 4-staff. And in the end, another good trade for VP is not only do you get a 2-for-1, but you force out the Exo and still kill Iceberg.
I feel like Iceberg, he committed way too heavily in that fight. He went in, I think the initial kind of idea, it was good for him to go there, but after that fight you saw V2 at 500 HP. It's really difficult for him to toss and tap on the Viper. Easy for him and the Zeus to catch the Straw Ranger, kill her, and so V2 wanna commit to fight. And Iceberg, after the BKB goes down, he's just very easy to...
No, it's definitely, you kind of sense that moment where V2 just hears the exorcism and he's like, wait, what are we doing over there? They tried to clinch it, it was a decent arena coming out from General, but this lifesteal, the way he's built, like we talked about before, this kind of sustainability, survivability, it's almost impossible to kill him off if he's got a team around him.
Yeah, and VP are, members, they're not really leaving, kind of moving. They being sort of a free 8 times, but always trying to keep some sort of proximity.
Very scary. GPK is just, you know how Zeus's are. They love that Philosopher's Stone. The support's like, please, gold, but no.
Either do you see bottle for Zeus?
No, I do.
Very scary.
I mean, it's gonna get scarier and scarier as well, even when the root's gone, because he's going towards that refresher, because he has that Philosopher's Stone I was talking about, the supports wish they had. And now he's gonna have even more gold. General! Oh no! He thought he was quick enough. Well, it will be quick enough to dodge the hook shot. It'll waste a little bit more of their time, but death is most definitely an inevitability for General here. He's even using the BKB. He's like, I'm gonna make you waste maximum time here. He will not run into the fountain, though. I wish he did. He'll go in now. There we go. I kind of looked, I was like, this is just where you run in the fountain and don't let them have the monies, right?
I mean, he'd already taken some damage, but yeah, the sort of maximum efficiency for time there, at least. He cancelled. Yeah, I was gonna say, in Dota there are there's like a few things that you need to be scared of. It's like the double damage morphing, the Region Rune Storm, and then there's also like some of the the very scary hero rune combos.
Is there any haste rune hero that what was the scariest haste rune hero?
Any mid laner getting a haste rune.
Before 20 minutes, any mid laner. Yeah, that's an acceptable answer. I guess Illurunes is the hardest one. An axe. An axe is the scariest. Just
Terrorblade. Terrorblade illusion.
That's true. I think I was thinking like early, because you know I always thought about, you know when you used to have your classic axe mid, it's like what's the uses illusion runes so well because he'll just like counter heal and spin the waves behind the tower.
Yeah, I mean the classic finding illusion rune on putting two of the tier 4s just cutting waves. I can definitely.
The Naga factor, as I like to refer to it. There's a DD bot though. That's a more known rune. That's a more scary one. And if one of these teams sees it, it's going to become critical here. Na'Vi, they're moving out, smoked up, looking to fight, and they're going to be the ones to spot it.
This could be quite big. This might just be enough to kind of give them the extra damage that they need.
They're in. Iceberg with the Yules initiating on a save. Polygon's Wrath going to come out. V-Tune trying to chase forward with that DD. Night force start to get away though. Multi-shot is not going to reach. Atos control stops Iceberg in his tracks. The Nevertoxin will prevent them from going onto that high ground. So Na'Vi maybe jumped the gun a little with that DD, and now they won't have it when VP look to fight for this pit.
That's why this lineup is so. They really need to get on top of all of these heroes. Hard. They have these war thefts. They have glimmer caves. Icebergs jump dust. Top of these heroes with the glimmer.
What? Okay, Sven's trying to use one to protect himself. Here against the Zeus. That's never going to work. They jump in and fest bomb out on Iceberg. BKB's going to come out. He's holding the Exo. In the meantime, V2 just whittle away on the side. We'll be able to find Clockwork. Buybacks coming out from the supports on both sides. DM trapped inside is going to fall. MP Kid needs it out. No range for 7 seconds. It's going to be long enough to kill him off. He's gone. Dead for 85. BKB gets activated. V2 chasing forward for more. Always want to fly is going to be brought down, but they find GPK. The big one is dead. And with that, even without the DD, this pit now belongs to Na'Vi.
Really nice buyback there by always want to fly, buying back and fight, helping out quite a lot there with swaps. Iceberg staying alive for just long enough to fight. They're gonna force the buyback out of Zeus here. It's gonna be difficult for both teams to actually take this Roche. Na'Vi, they need their BKB fights. 30 seconds.
There it is. That is what we're waiting to see, because this is the big factor. Out of all that, Iceberg somehow held on to that Exo. And now too much damage coming his way. He's in trouble. Protocol's Wrath, they push him away. Dead! He has buyback, but now he has no Exo. They're going to lose Mars as well. V2 is going to be chased onto. No BKB for 2. They'll clip onto him. Look to chase forward. Make that 14 actually. V2 will be found by the Yules from GPK. Buyback comes out, but it might be too late. V2 being chased down. Atos is going to come out. 5 seconds till BKB is enough to kill him off. With that, VP may have just secured themselves a big advantage here in that Aegis and Cheese.
Yeah, I think a very big mistake. Iceberg sort of go in there. I mean, not just Iceberg, but Na'Vi as a whole. If anything, they do commit this Roche with the Exo. I mean, the idea is good. It's just you can wait for this seconds. It's gonna have the BKB on Death Prophet, and all of a sudden that fight is going to be different. Now they give up Iceberg. He buys back. They still can't go to the fight. They're gonna give away the Roche. He dies as well. But I mean, Na'Vi had just brought the game back. I think they had it. You know, they just gave it away once again.
It's used the wrong word there. It's used too often with Na'Vi back, and in this situation they're back to being behind. VP now with that Aegis in hand, and this right click and lifesteal. Yeah, he building his stats, but those stats add up pretty high at this point in the game. This build is just being demolished by him. Repair kit's going to come out to buy some time, but I don't think he cares. Question is, what's your move here? Exo is still on cooldown for 40 seconds. Yules, LSA, a little bit of miscommunication there. Means Epic Kid isn't even going to be stunned up. They already get the tower. They back up for the moment, though. They're going to show respect to Na'Vi. This will give Na'Vi enough time to get the Exo again, though, as it's going to be enveloped Iceberg in 20 seconds. The question is whether they can do anything with it.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to go and away your... Just manage to find sort of really winning position.
Radiant
Gonna be another double damage top. I try to give this to sort of. He got a lot of.
Oh
already, so
my! Come on! With GPK having the game he's having, you give him that. Timeless Gaben! Oh,
Radiant's
this
bottom
is going to be
tower is under
painful.
attack.
I mean, he's almost got the refresher as well. All right, how many heroes are going to die straight away?
I mean, double ult. The Venge. Unless he's Glimmer Cape, he might die. I think it's going to be quite close. Gets a Nimbus.
God, let's see if Gaben is having one of his twisted days or is smiled upon that. Oh wait, no, Na'Vi can't even get outside the base to find a tier 4, so Gaben refuses to say how he feels about Na'Vi yet.
Have to get on top of it. Fights. He also doesn't have a buyback, so it is a scary position, which is why they also might be a little bit hesitant about trying to go high ground here. Such a large... Don't want to take fights.
No.
Witless Shack on DM with this guys 4k. Not your target. You know, this there's the one guy, you know, it's Zeus. This guy, yes. And then there's the other guy, this guy.
Oh, but you won't have a choice. They initiate first. Took shot in. Iceberg being burst through so quick. Swap out will save him. But will that keep him alive in the end? He's ticking down still. He almost dies to the Viper Strike. Does make it away. But so quick. VP. See a chink in the armor and they almost crack it. Na'Vi. Not that range for 30 seconds. Like you said, DM's not the target. GPK's got to be, but it's the layers that you have to get past to reach GPK. He's the final boss. You have to prove you can make it there. Instead, the bosses are coming to you save. He goes in with a hook shot deep. It's going to be fine for a double force enough to get him away. No, he's not going to die. V2 did use the BKB as well. Lifestealer. Now going to be hit onto. Being brought low. Is it good enough though? Manta tries to move away. The Rage is going to be there. Able to retreat, and another BK being used means Na'Vi might be in trouble in just a few more seconds.
Yeah, they are kind of pushing them back. They have to wait again for the clock.
In 3 seconds.
Such a low cooldown. It's only seconds.
Yep.
They have a lot of sustain. I mean, there's the Vlads on the Enchantress. There's just, I don't know, a lot of these heroes every region. There's like Tranquil Boots, Vlads, the Lifestealer obviously kind of self-sustainable.
And he wraps his arm up. He goes in again. There it is. Swap out. V2 chased on 2-4 stuff to get him away. Glimmer Cape will protect. Epi Kid has the back up. But now the Exo, this time they want to punish him. They say no save. You got away with this way too many times. Go down. Dead for 100 seconds. No way back into this either, so they're going to pursue Fort. They know he doesn't have buyback. It's still on cooldown. The problem here is you commit now the Exo and the BKB. Yeah, V2 will have his again, but Iceberg all of a sudden not feeling as threatening. They're not able to pursue further.
Yeah, it's a nice hold by Na'Vi. I think they went a little bit too deep, try to find that Draw Ranger. Once again, I think like this Glimmer Cape item has been such a nuisance. There's a suit, Draw Ranger, he manages to stick to the Glimmer Cape. And also these Always Wanna Fly has been quite on point, I would say.
I think at this point, Save, he might be kicking himself a bit for not taking the true silent, the rocket flare, because yeah, it's in hindsight, right? But you imagine if they have that extra layer of detection, nobody's walking away from these Glimmer Cape saves.
No, and I mean, they do have the suit. Generally, you would think that wouldn't be an issue.
Na'Vi making them work for it. Yeah, a little bit of breathing room. They finally get out of their base. Felt like they were just becoming, you know, residents in the basement of the Dire base at this point. But now they can get a little bit of gold. Roger, he's going towards that Ag, so nobody is going to be safe at this rate. It is kind of the notion they want to have. Even this tanky Lifestealer, we've seen plenty of bulky boys in the POS 1 role be burst down by Laguna Ags.
Yeah, the Aegis did also get he's not going for a bit, so he's just gonna buy out here. Very nice items for both the Spell Prism and the Magic Lamp. It's gonna be even the Venge, or all of them can be.
Yeah, Gaben, he made him wait, but he's given him something worthwhile for it. Question is what the fun one's going to be. Maybe, I think if you get someone like maybe a Havoc Hammer, General's going to be smiling. God's Wrath will reveal what they're up to. This General is invis. They're going to wrap around the back. Hook shot in on the mark. They get rid of the save. Now Save himself will chase for, looking for more. They're able to be away though. Iceberg will make it out. Roger, not so lucky though. Gets caught trying to come and help. 2 dead on the side of Na'Vi. It is only their supports, but it does mean they're going to have to fall back to that high ground again.
Nimbus there was 0.2 seconds to General if he dies there. Yeah, General. Buyback. They are gonna have to buy back.
Up to 11k now. The key here is that they still cannot breach that base yet. Na'Vi, they are putting up one hell of a good fight here, despite the fact that they've constantly been feeling up against the ropes. And it's not easy in this game, you know. Like when you think, if you look at the true sides, which one is kind of relying on their ultimates? It's clear as day. It's Na'Vi. If you mess up with the arena or with the exorcism, VP can just run you over.
Yeah, I mean, the kind of going back to the
Dire's
point,
top
like
tower is under attack.
early on, it's like you that VP's lineup, they have this quite large lead, and in terms of fighting, it's incredibly difficult for Na'Vi, but still, they haven't reached. That is because our running one core life stealer has to go up and hit these builds. Way for you is to kill the Na'Vi heroes, kill these heroes in order to take the base, and it's not that easy when they're sitting on their high ground with the vent shots ready, with their buybacks. Sort of a slow process. They have to kind of whittle them down, right? They have to kill them, force the buybacks, then go back in, kill them again, then.
That's where save can be critical every time, man. We've seen what he done last time, those hook shots. And they're thinking about one again, but as they force Na'Vi back, they go pretty easy to reject it. This is going to be a big one as well, because if you click on that big boy Roshan, you may know us, and I am the GPK will be very happy to receive.
Ah yes, the Aegis for
Scanning.
Yes, and
wait a minute.
And the just give him everything.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
yeah, the refresher orb, refresher shard. Now, do they have? Remember how that interaction works? Separate cooldowns.
You can't, if I'm correctly, you can't refresh a refresher, right? So like you.
No, you definitely can't refresh a refresher.
Yeah, yeah. I thought that's what you were on about. I was like, I'm pretty sure you can't.
No, I'm just curious if when you refresh, your refresher is cooldown because you just refreshed, or
oh,
you know.
No, I think they're separate because they have different cooldowns, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this could potentially then be. I don't really know that you have the mana for it, but
if he does,
it's definitely gonna be.
I look forward to seeing the overall bombardment that's gonna occur.
Look at their damage.
Nimbus. Oh, whoa! He's gone already. They want to punish this. FP can get stunned up, forced up to get him out. Hookshot to break up the fight, but the arena's going to go down. DM going to be the vessel to get Lifestealer away, but Hence just going to be left behind, and Save in so deep, buying enough time, trying to get out himself. But General's going to be there to punish it. They'll be able to bring down 2, as there is no way in hell Clockwork escapes this. They repel VP so viciously and so instantly.
It's so nice to see them actually fight back like this. Just even though they're down, it doesn't matter. They pick up this Daedalus on VP. I really like. There's no damage, right? Went down and I don't know. Second, and then the next second he was not.
Yeah, it's almost like it's just right now. You think about all this health he's got. At any stage of this game, would you have imagined a Lifestealer dying that quick?
I mean, imagining him die that quick in this stage is I would say kind of the surprising factor, right? Early game, maybe, right? Some Laguna, but at this point I mean that looked sort of like a support. Now they Lifestealer. That's sort of their way of, right? So now. Again, VP are going to be forced into once more where the base not really an option. You have to wait again about how to take these fights, kill the Na'Vi heroes. Na'Vi are just going to keep buying time, you know. At some point, all of this gold is not going to mean as much. A 9k lead, 50 minutes, not the same as a 9k lead at 20 minutes by any margin, you know.
No.
Much closer than that at this point.
At least Epi, he's kind of identified the problem here. He's going for that abyssal net, because that's the other thing, right? The reason that V2 could just build this way, go for this Daedalus, is they have practically no ways of reaching them. The only one is safe, and we've seen how many kind of saturated targets he has to choose from. It's almost choice paralysis for him at this stage of the game.
Yeah, and also because of this Venge, right? Combo, Venge, Blood, Trow.
Wow.
Additional range, it's also the swap, just constantly always sitting in the back, being ready to just glimmer and swap V2. Make sure that he gets to deal.
And he's probably got like some Ukrainian soap opera just set on the side. He's kind of watching it. Every once in a while he hears a hook shot and just looks back at his screen. Wow. I save him quickly. I mean, that is kind of the beautiful simplicity of this combo, as you're saying. Meanwhile,
yeah, the way that he's been sort of ready for these, occupied with anything, then focusing.
No, his face is so close to the screen that he's almost kissing at this stage. He is on point, has been kind of from start to finish, and keeping his morale high. Can't be easy when you look at the KDA on this man right now.
Yeah, and now they're gonna have the 30% on the Draw Ranger. They have a spell present on the Death Prophet. Their BKBs are much lower cooldown. All their spells might be dangerous.
Oh, hook shot in. They'll find Venge. They use the Exorcism. Iceberg wants to fight this. They're going to go in. Man's trying to move away. Epic Kid's able to escape. BKB comes out from Iceberg. He chases even deeper. The buyback's going to come out now from the Venge. DM has to use his own BKB. We'll look for the TP out. They might have the damage to kill him off. This close, but no cigar. They don't manage to smoke that target, but they're going to smoke someone on the side. Ilias found in the river will at least die. But this was your big ultimate. You kind of need more out of this.
I think V2 was quite unlucky there with the Daedalus crits. I didn't really see him, you know, could have died there. Very close call. Yeah, they forced out the buyback of Venge and the EXO, but the EXO, like,
it's not
really that big of a thing. Iceberg tuned Octarine, so.
And you know, next fight, they should have those new items, right? Roger also closing in on that axe. He could have it now, probably going to save for buyback. But when you have that kind of pure damage, you know, imagine DM there trying to TP out, gone. Like the same with the lifestealer trying to just retreat away. He's going to be on like a third of his HP before he knows it, if not lower. But they're going again. It's a hook shot every time. Save is ready. Sees General. General jumps in, pins into the wall. I don't know if he wants this though. BKB's in time. But he's surrounded. Iceberg's going to reinforce this. LSA to zone them away. Swap to get General to safety. Just to be safe. And Iceberg pursuing for Chivas will clip on a save. Buyback comes out from Ilias. He wants to commit to this. He needs to commit to this. Can they burst through the quick enough? It's going to be for low. Always want to fly still live hook shot. It's going to be a whiff though. Always want to fly is dead. Save. Will fall in return though. And on the back line, look at this move. General being brought down by Ilias alone. Has to commit the arena just to trap him in as he knows he's dead. But DM is going to be brought down. Dead. Buyback's going to come out. He doesn't want to stay dead for 125 seconds. Epic Kid trying to chase in. Will be more time with the Yules. Iceberg to be chased on too though. Hex comes out. Controlled up pretty well. Hasn't got many Spirit Ciphers left. It won't be enough. He's going to fall. And on the side, Roger will also be found as GPK hunts him down. It's 4 dead on the side of Na'Vi.
Is under attack.
And all of a sudden, VP, they might have found the keys to the base that they were looking for.
They did commit 3 buybacks there. Look at the damage dealt
under attack.
fight.
Jeez.
That one guy dealt more damage than other guys.
Hey, it is the prodigal son
Radiant's
Titan.
bottom tower has fallen.
Also a CIS family. Now, everyone's always talking about him, but the man who kind of outplays the mid, who kind of dictates the match. And GPK, he's not failing to set that expectation as this game continues on.
Oh, you see.
My sprites are with us.
Dire's top
Doesn't
tower
really
is
have
under attack.
more items to
Dire's structures are fortified.
saving buyback, but
Radiant's bottom
he could use the axe too.
Sort of hook shot in. They found the big one, V2. They're going to burst through him. He's got buyback. We'll use it straight away. They might just leave the base with that. He is TPing aggressively here. Because they do not have Abyssal. He'll feel confident about it.
Radiant's bottom tower
Offset them. They're
is under
happy with that. They
attack.
say, no, wait. You just bought back your possible. Okay. Yo, Epi, you still got buyback? Great. You're the only one in the game now.
I think everything that happened up to this point where died, I think it's sort of, you know, like a status quo. They created these buybacks, but this buyback is the really important one. And I said he got so relaxed by the fact that I had always been there, swap him out. But I was still dead for another 8. Immediately just dies. You saw how fast he actually dies. And it's is not there, and that's why you also understand how swap out this routing.
Yeah, it's a case of, you know, when that status quo you're talking about sets in, like, which team has that jolt, right? And I'm not just talking about the Zeus in the situation. It's save every time. The shot factor, the instant initiation, and the awe that follows it is what's kind of been dictating so many of these fights. And he continues to impress as we go in on this game. And you can just see they're going to guard the pit now. They're like, okay, there isn't really a likely situation which Na'Vi come out of the base, right? Because if they lose V2, they lose the game. Whereas we can just posture around this pit and wait for the most important objective in the game.
If Na'Vi somehow managed to win this, Fly is already...
It's getting closer. How do you... I guess the way he keeps morale up in this situation is always for V2, but that last one's got to put a little bit of a dent in the morale, but I'm sure he'll shake it off. It's just, right now, it's a full process here. Do you just hold the high ground, let them have all the resources given from that pit, and then go from there? Or do you try for some sort of bold smoke out and try and, you know, catch VP off guard play?
Don't really think you want to leave your base. You kind of want to sit there, you know, ideally buybacks. Could go for a smoke play. It's just, it's gonna be quite apparent, I feel, when your lanes are not pushing it. They do have some nice timings coming here. They're gonna have the Octa in 1 gold. They have the Axe on Roger. That Laguna is gonna could be very scary. Any hero.
Yep. Like I said, there's Octarine now can play. On the other side, and did just pick up that Lotus Orb, so again, this initial lockdown for Na'Vi is going to be a little bit more troublesome. Also, an additional way of kind of protect and save when he goes madly into the enemy line screaming.
Yeah, and I was just about to mention all Chandras. I feel like silent, kind of quietly, kind of growing his, you know, net worth. He's got all pretty much right items here. He's got the 4 staff. They've got some lads loaded to help out his team. A bit of damage. Also with the Princess Knife. Not that easy to kill. You had 3 deaths so far on this position 5.
Yep, and we'll see what he can do in this next fight. Because both teams smoked right now. That hit coming out from the Princess Knife definitely had a lot of value in the last fight. Do similar.
Where you're so scared of the Zeus ults coming off cooldown. I think he might just hit that Zeus button, the button once it's back. Really just want to have this.
Yep, there it is. They're like, hello, what are they doing out of their base? Okay, time to go teach him a lesson. Na'Vi, they're going to smoke move towards them here, though. Bring the lesson to VP's door. Problem is the backline, the rear guard right now on VP is DM, and that's the one you do not want to find.
DM and save with the infested line.
Oh, good lord. He's already adjusted.
Targets are posturing very well here.
They just want back in the base. They want it. They're like, please, just let us in. Have mercy, please. They see V2. They want the back line, though, but they are staying under the visors and smoke, so they're not quite seen just yet. They'll be revealed in a second. Side against it. They say, no, wait. They just ran all the way back to their base, okay? They probably need to catch their breath. We're going to go straight to the pit. I say that. They're coming out again. Nimbus down. Just deter them. The movement in. Yule's going to come out from Iceberg. He wants to go in on the clockwork. Lance is going to connect, but the 4-stop gets away. BKB on the DM is too deep. Needs to be careful. He's going to be controlled. And now they're going to chase him down. On the other side, they're trying to actually find a different target here. As they're willing away, Iceberg, Prodigal's Wrath comes out. They're able to find it. It's a 2-for-1. DM is dead, however, and they need to get on top of V2 now. They're going to pursue forward. Epic haven't got the Abyssal anymore. It's on cooldown. BKB comes out. Gus is going to be there. The right click's coming through. Life steal controlled up. The stance is too long. Can they get the fight? No, the Glove came. It's going to get him away.
It's going to keep him alive. But on the other side, they found GPK in the tree line. So squishy, so vulnerable, and so goddamn dead.
Radiant's top
Glimmer
tower
caves, man.
has fallen. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Crazy to think that they're saving.
Dire's
They've
bottom
saved so
barracks
many
are
people
under
this game.
attack.
Does go down there, but Epic Kid surviving with some 100 HP on the back of this glitch once again. Be the MVP game. And
Now.
Games, now you have to be careful now.
Save. He's hunting. He's got that hook shot. General will have to be the target. And they'll willingly take it. That is the one that has the buyback. They're the only member of Na'Vi with a buyback. And they committed GPKs.
No buyback right now. Buyback here. We want to be able to fight this role.
This is the big one.
We're gonna be in time here. Ags.
Oh, good lord.
This guy has got a lot of.
The question is, who gets the Ags if they get it? Oh, I feel. Do you maybe just give it to the life killer, so you can save other people?
I feel like there are no real good.
Yeah. I mean, it's either him or him.
They already have Ags on.
To the Radiant.
He's holding on
Got
to
the
it.
axe.
Yeah, he's holding on.
Giving it to Enchantress?
It's your only choice. There's only 2 people left who don't have Axe.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what they're gonna do with this. Gonna give it to the lifestealer?
I think yeah. Yeah, he's gonna take it. I guess, you know, if you see GPK's in trouble and you're okay, or I mean, the other kind of play, right, is you can just you infest in rage, and then GPK will be so speedy you can kind of run away. So that could work.
The added range for the infest, and
That's
you know,
true.
some lower cooldown might be nice. It's not the most amazing. An Axe for Na'Vi would be amazing.
Yeah.
So many of these heroes would really love to have an Axe. No
I guess
such luck
it's
for Na'Vi.
I guess it also feels crappy on the lifesteal in this game, because like what is the way you're using infest? It's the infest bomb initiation, right? They haven't used it much as these clutch saves. But I mean, maybe that lower cooldown, you get an opportunity at the end of the fight to use it that way.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the cool thing, you're getting the rage buff.
Yeah, on your infested target.
But
I mean, that's why I was wondering, right? Like when you need to run away, you just hop in your target, rage, and off you go.
Whoa. Got some tier 5s here.
Hold up. That's the dream.
And the
what?
ballista?
The ballista? Dude, Roger needs to get out. He's a high value target right now, and he knows it. Pulls up, hook shot as a whiff. Roger! He's gonna make it out. He's like, I must return this to my drow. The chosen weapon has been found.
Ballista draw range with the pike and the venge is gonna have almost as much range as this. Let's see here. 625 plus 6, 1230 range. Oh shoot! Now that is also a really good item. Of course, they get the Seer Stone on the suit.
What?
Another 350 cast range.
Yeah, but
Sitting at plus 1. Got plus 2.25 plus.
So it's 350. Yeah,
Got some.
It's ridiculous.
Some 650-ish, whatever.
And then
They got
also
the pirate hat for Epic Kid. They got
the Fallen Sky on the clockwork.
like ay. Or some nasty.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a party. Na'Vi, they couldn't get more than 2 though. I mean, they're damn too good to get though. The Stygian Deso on the Mars, and now having that Ballista on the Drow means that maybe even a hook shot isn't a long enough range initiation to catch you.
The buybacks are coming back now. There is Iceberg is
Support arrives.
have that buyback on.
You know, it's one of those, you know, in the movies where you see someone like do the double slap or like backhand as well, but it's so fast you can't even see it. That's the lifestealer right now. Every time.
Mighty fast.
God. Well, we said he mainly built for stats, but thanks to that item alone alongside the MKB, we're far beyond just being a bulky boy at this stage. It's just a question now of whether he can get on top of the targets.
Getting like, or 20,000 gold head, but it
I won, they fall.
haven't taken Rex. Taken a single fair at minute mark.
I mean, let's be honest, 27k net worth lead after the Chinese game the other day, it's not really that much, let's be honest.
It's not 140, but it's still quite a lot.
But there's time.
But the thing is that still is difficult for them to, because they only have the lifestealer who can. That's why trying to figure out how to crack this code.
You're getting to a stage where your lifestealer can't really contribute much more. I mean, he's queued up the day list. He's got 10k gold saved up at this point. He's worth 50,000 overall. His closest competitor being V-Tune, who is cool 12,000 or so behind him.
1,000. Yeah, I mean, a lot of it comes from the axe, though. But
Yes.
50,000? That's...
Hey man, lifestealers, they dress like golden nuggets these days, so they might as well be worth as much, right? Check out the situation. Like, what kind of prices are we looking at on these buybacks? I mean, GPKs cost 3.3k gold. The lifestealers, like, look, he has 6.5k left. He only has 700 surplus gold right now.
Yeah, the Aegis just didn't get reclaimed, you know, so with that Aegis, they didn't even really try to do anything. He does get this beat. And this might actually be something that helps them maybe finally get something here. Finally try to take this game. The double BKB, if not the triple there. After you use.
Yeah, with the yeah, I think it's like it's 0.5 seconds difference. Yeah, because 7.5 duration, 18 second cooldown. So there'll be a very minute window of vulnerability for him in that time. Of course, the crux here is still going to be, even if you find V-Tune in that time, what's Always Wanna Fly doing while that's happening, right?
Yeah, and V-Tune is getting to the point where he could just buy out the Aghanim's Blessing and have buyback 500 gold. Always Wanna Fly, he does not even have a
Radiant
total.
are scanning.
Can't do him dirty like that, but he's closer. He's getting close to that Malka Ward, all right? Up to 17 deaths now, soon.
Yeah, I mean, it has been a while since actually seen Malka Ward. I knows, but I've actually seen.
Oh, we're looking to give the real award.
How stupid is that pushback? Ay.
Oh, you thought Sniper was annoying. I've yet to see a Sniper in late game with that item, but I'm sorry, I don't want to think about it. That's just a nightmare to even imagine.
It's a nice kind of up here though, because they gave the Ex Machina to save, and the guy is on deep. Gives him added mobility, a way to get on top of this Drow. Nice. Drow has such a tough time playing this game. Be careful with you. Of course, the 1200 range is definitely going to help you quite a lot, but you need lifesteal.
Invisibility.
Lifesteal, he be able to get his HP back, because damage alone tough to deal with.
Well,
Gonna buy out the. Yeah, okay, he got the courier like the long way. All the way.
been on a journey of self-discovery, and it's taken so long that everyone in the game once again has buyback. So both teams feeling a bit prepared, jump in with a shot. Mart's able to move away though, and says thank you, actually, that clock's helped me. Nimbus is already gone, and it's not the most expensive initiations, as we said before. Clockwork, not very long cooldown, a hook shot. But not able
There's
to
a
put
pirate
it
hat on Roger too.
Oh,
I hadn't even noticed.
that's
Wait,
because
so
it
are
took
they
them
still
so long to get out of the base. No,
Are they still missing them?
they're still missing one. Yeah. Like, think about where VP's been sitting for the last several... Like, they have barely had any camps that they could farm.
Let's
There is...
The mirror shield would, I think, shield for.
Well, that would be a tribute.
Smack another team doesn't incredibly well. Apex, E.
Potentially the Woodland Strider.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Because then you can remove the face. Not be terrible, but shield would be very good for.
Alternatively, just some cheeky force boots is also pretty nice, right? Like maybe you just give it to always want to fly, and then he has another kind of mobility to get himself in or get you out.
Yeah, or just the apex for fly, so he can.
Ah, yes, of course. The 8.5k net worth Finch.
I'm going in, guys.
Do you
No
believe?
more swaps. More swapping. I'm 4 now.
V2's there like, please help me. It's like, you didn't give me that ballista, dog. I ain't your friend. Poke that again. Jump in. 4-staff is out though.
I get the Book of the Dead. They might just give this to.
Always want to fly.
Wanna fly? Just. I mean, then the stats are gonna be.
You have
the pirate hat to the bench.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Lanny?
What?
I mean,
Well,
he does have
he gets bounty
240
runes,
base damage
right?
with
Radiant's courier has been
aura from the
killed.
Draw Ranger.
That's true.
They're gonna give it to, I guess.
Yeah, it's also the
He's
bounty
getting the
rune,
spell
right?
prism, and the Book of the Dead goes to Iceberg.
Oh, okay. Now that's a bit more peculiar. I mean, I guess Iceberg loves those stats as well, right? Strength and int for a DP is beautiful.
And Roche, are
What?
actually gonna be able to.
No, but if you keep running, look what you'll find. The problem is you're taking too long here to decide. They need to be careful. Iceberg Exorcism will come up, but no, he can stay on quick time. Hex Stop has going, Hookshot's going to come out of the 2. Swap out to try and save them, but the person's come through, leader's already down. Navi, are they able to turn this? The buyback's going to come out on top of V2. Forced up to try and get him away, but they're staying in zone, making sure they hit where Epic Kid so close to be able to hit. They'll find it. It's a triple kill. And Iceberg barely put away with the Exo. Wrong guess by GPK, but the rocket flare from Save will send him to his grave. And they're not done. Always want to fly. They're going to say, come here, buddy. There's a mouth of water waiting for you. But the problem is you still need to win the game. Can they get him? DM. This Infest is making him a speed devil right now. Not able to find it, though. Does force the buyback out of the Drow. You'll be so happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, they get caught there in that area is so to take the fight when they're kind of getting run at from all angles and they can't protect the Draw Ranger. They've been able to hold on high ground where they're just pretty much one angle to approach from. You can actually position the bench behind the Draw Ranger to walk further back into the base. Damage. Now, instead, they just
Roshan has fallen
running at the
to
Draw Ranger.
Radiant.
Give the Axe Blessing. Pressure Shard, Pressure Orb. Got level 30, so you got all the talents.
Do you know what the most crushing part about that is though, for Na'Vi? Is if they just kept running, they would have found GP. And if you find GPK, you can turn these fights, right? That's the most painful part. And by the way, looking to dish out pain, check what General just casually picked up.
Casually picked up? Yeah, I mean, the thing is, he doesn't have buyback now, and also I feel like he's just way too squished. He's gonna deal a ton of that. 35% crit.
Then he has a hook shot in. Straight away, always want to fly. Pistol control and V2 on the side. Hex Stop. Hook shot cross. Save! He catches 2 for the price of 1. Roger's going to fall as well as he ticks out to the damage. And look at this rapier. It's not looking that impressive for General. They'll run him through. No buyback on him. It looks like they've actually broken Na'Vi as Iceberg will just run for the high hills. They'll keep hunting him down. Hex control is going to come out. He's speedy as hell, but they don't really need to have to worry about him. General will come up with the buyback now, but what can you do with it? That's the real question that matters here.
Dire's middle tower
He'll jump in, GPK, he says, come on, just tap out. We got you, we know it's safe though. Will be speared in, Ghost Scepter to protect himself, but not for long enough. Buyback's going to be there, now they can just look to hit onto the throne as they'll move in, trying to poke a product Iceberg. The haste is running out soon as the Exo's coming to an end. The buybacks are going to be there for GPK as well. It's enough with the hook shot in. They'll find the final kill, they'll end the game. BP finally get the first game of the series.
Yeah, I mean, all it took was a 69k gold advantage.
Perfect.
Nothing much. They
Perfect.
just seems like we're getting a lot of these quite large. I mean, if you hadn't seen this 140k the other it was early yesterday.
I
can't
think
remember.
it was yesterday. It was like early in the morning at least.
Yeah, I mean, if you hadn't seen that, then you know, Tev might have been quite spectacular. The 70k gold. But yeah, I mean, the amount of effort they
Virtus Pro's turn to ban. Navi's turn to ban. Virtus Pro's turn to pick.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Navi's turn to pick.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Virtus Pro's turn to pick.
Vengeful spirit.
Navi's turn to pick.
Enchantress.
Virtus Pro's turn to bat.
Drow Ranger.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Navi's turn to ban. Virtus Pro's turn to ban. Navi's turn to ban.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Virtus Pro's turn to ban.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Navi's turn to ban.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Navi's turn to pick. Virtus Pro's turn to pick.
Clockwork.
Navi's turn to pick.
Dusk.
Virtus Pro's turn to pick.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Virtus Pro's turn to bat.
Phantom Assassin.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Navi's turn to ban.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Virtus Pro's turn to ban.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Navi's turn to ban.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Virtus Pro's turn to pick. Navi's turn to pick.
Invoker.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Dragon Knight.
Choose your hero.
And he says yet another one, but doesn't ask the most important question of all about these two lineups, Pycat. Which team is stronger with tier 5 items? Because you know we're going to end up there again. You can feel it.
I'm not entirely sure we're gonna end up there again, because you know, look at these drafts. It's a slightly different story here. You know, there's no Zeus in the
That's true.
drag things along. Both teams have abilities. Tier 5s, man.
It's tough after that Drow last game, isn't it? Because there's a PA on one side, but
Probably Navi, I want to say, but it's tough call, I think.
you know, I think gives it the edge. Fallen Scar and a Phoenix. That would be the one. Boom, egg.
Yeah,
Can't
that
get.
might be the backbreaker.
And that's kind of an interesting thing as well, is like switching in this Phoenix. Na'Vi, if they do find a scenario with on the high ground, the high ground defense is similar to what it was last game, right? It's just the difference here is, as you said, VP, they have better means of taking buildings this time.
30 seconds to battle.
Yeah, and their lineup, it's quite different, you know. We're gonna have this strong PA with Blackready. You have different ways of fighting, finding target. They also have, you know, a much easier time taking role. Definitely a different type of game. Yeah. Navi going with a sort of similar strategy here, once again with Avenged Drow. They got this tanky kind of mid laner who
The battle begins.
fight and play make.
Now, this just surprised me a little bit, because, you know, we have a little ties back and forth, and I thought, Na'Vi, they do want that kind of front liner, like I believe T mentioned, but then maybe a little bit extra initiation. I thought maybe they would have went for something like an Iceberg Kunkka here, because you are playing against a Viper as a DK. as this game goes on. Is this a better laning matchup though than Kunkka versus Imbo?
Probably DK feels better overall. Okay. I mean, DK is just kind of happy, but yeah, I mean, it's a little bit surprising with the Viper also there. You know, maybe it's the comfort. Oh,
Kunkka
or maybe, yeah, maybe Kunkka was banned. That might have been it. That might be one of the reasons.
A new patch, this is what's going to happen. You're going to get the option to revoke a ban. Now, I think we've done this one already, and it was a disgusting idea. We'll never do it. In terms of lanes, like it should be a pretty easy lane for Iceberg in this situation, right? Because you're playing against the probably the Quaswex Invoker, and you have a way of reducing his pitiful damage with that brief fire.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Roger?
Both you.
Oh, that's a little bit of a whoopsie there. The slows still only level 1 on the bird.
That's one of the dangers. Low armor hero. Pace with the stifling dagger and the hard to run away, you know.
Especially when you think about how long enchant lasts on level 1. 3.75 seconds doesn't sound that long when you say it out loud, but when you see it in action, the amount of extra hits you get in on a chase is a bit ridiculous.
Roger once again here.
Oh.
The fire spirits. They're poking a little bit, you know. They wanted to waste these fire spirits, and but he's gonna get the. This lane though, I think PA should be. Maybe a little bit annoying fire spirits.
And in comparison, this top lane, we saw the Viper last time. Got some interesting kills on this lane.
And do you see the build on Always Wanna Fly this game? Do you see what he has?
Oh.
Got the stun.
Wow.
He's got the stun.
So, you know, this is clearly him saying, I think I can live this time, right? Because clearly last time he just done it on purpose. Always Wanna Fly is that smart. Because he was playing against a ridiculous combo, right? Like, if you got stuck in a cogs, you knew you were always dead because of that Never Toxin. This time around, maybe a little bit more tricky for save because, you know, shards, you do have a way of running out of them.
Yeah, no, slightly different lane, you know, not as scary perhaps. Clockwork, of course. They are pressuring Roger a lot. Eventually, I think that pressure sort of transferred onto General. Roger has to sort of stay away from.
That's a worrying thought as well. Usually the reason you pick clock in the free is, you know, you should be able to kind of easily get your levels, 1 or 2 quick little items. And then if you need, you can kind of convert to that 4 roll. That's where having this Phoenix can be good for you, right? A hero that is usually considered kind of greedy from an XP perspective. Like,
yeah, it's a little bit, I think, for General. A little bit of a liability, but later on, you know, the egg can prove quite. They don't have amazing tower egg hitters, but they're also not that bad. You know, Viper is okay, Invoker with Alacrity perhaps. Not the worst.
That's the thing. Like this Viper, I mean, he could. I'm not sure if he'll take the lifesteal or attack speed, because I could imagine like a level 10 talent attack speed could allow him to just keep pace and sniping out the egg. But now he's gonna snipe out here.
Roger has made the rotation to top though.
They're gonna turn it.
Gonna go on to
Snowball. I don't know if it's gonna save him though. Multi-shot comes out. DM is gonna go down first, and Always Wanna Fly. He will not even die.
First.
It's the start. It's the reverse mount performance.
It's gonna leave General down here by his lonesome. It's gonna get quite bullied here by Ilias. He is just gonna completely be allowed to go for you build, just trying to farm up a store.
Now, there is another guy who's kind of free farming and chilling. That's Iceberg in the mid lane. Big lead over GPK already. Huge difference here. I guess.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's this big. I mean, of course, it should definitely be quite a favorable Iceberg here. I also like the fact that he
That's a sad bird. There's any way he can rotate, Ilias can match. Like you said, now the FP Kid's kind of free to do as he pleases. I mean, in general, doesn't really have the means to bully him off the lane. You know, he's got the barrier solved for the moment, but every time that's on cooldown, you know FP Kid's just going to free farm again. Look at this.
Yeah, he's also...
They're rotating mid. Cold Snap comes out, EMP as well. Save's going to come in with the Snowball control. No man of the Dragon Tail. He has got the Soul Ring, but it would kill him and he knows it.
Such a nice kill to find. It helps the Invoker get back into this lane and game. Buys him a bit of time. It's also the
dusk is always ready for a fight.
didn't really take any damage.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Tower, so
yeah, and it's going to kind of begin to unlock GPK, right? Because this is a Quaswex Invoker. You don't necessarily need much to make things happen in this game. But if you actually look at the entirety of VP's lineup, it's all in support of this PA, who, as you already mentioned, is off to a great start to the game.
Navi have brought this sort of...
Yeah, but look who they left top.
Yeah, no, exactly. They don't really want to be...
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Spot, and he's...
No. No, he didn't find the spot. He knows where he is. He'll try and run away. Luckily for him, there's no other VP heroes here. Although I say that, DM, he's just going to casually click this one down. Rest in peace, for general.
Attack. Points low is just...
Also the dumb earn value, because you just reduce his magic resistance to next to nothing. It's almost like you're just dishing out pure at that point.
Top of this net.
How's that happen? They actually managed to jump when always want to find the bot. General is now coming here. It's a level 4 clockwork. They're just trying to dodge out, I guess, and give V2 the best situation, but it feels like there's a little bit too much appeasement going on here right now. VP are getting too much from it.
Yeah, the Drow Ranger is not really very nice hold. Quite well in terms of just forced around quite a bit here. It's also, you can see that the kind of the real, like the person who's
All things fall.
only being level
Radiant are
5,
scaling.
but his net worth is also
Double damage.
not really on par with
No, and you know, say if he set a kind of a high mark for clockwork performances in this series in game 1, this start for General is going to make it hard for him to try and match that. Meanwhile, Ilias will at least be found in the top lane. Strolling into the Drow territory is a big mistake there.
yeah, a bit of a bump there for...
The dusk is always ready for a fight.
So at this rate, he should surpass DM and just continue to more or less supplement the lane. He's good for the Athos build, so wants to be active, able to set up these kills a bit more. Is a decent way away. And the question is there anywhere like good you can park him right now, or is he just kind of stuck in this top lane, I guess?
Probably gonna hover around here for a while. Might start... Can you imagine? He just 72 worth of Viper, and now he's back at it again. Man, he's got
Didn't he say that he liked this hero in an interview?
some mental 42. I do, you know, but 72 minutes, man. Quite a lot of Viper, you know. I'm in it for like a 35-minute game, you know. You do well in your lane and you 72 minutes and then some.
Okay. We gotta walk away. I get what you mean though. Is that, oh, the turnaround though, Roger. Hung around too long. V2 already knew it was a bad idea, but Roger, he didn't get the memo.
The shard's very nice. They're blocking away.
I spot. I mean, he baited himself into this one. He thought he could fight with a pitiful little Enchantress. Instead, it's going to be a double kill for DM. Always Want to Fly is also going to be found. They wanted a high 5 and he refused to give it to him, so they'll just take his life instead. And the tier 1 tower next.
Yeah, and this is when the Vipers... I can leave this topic. Not really anyone there anymore. Drow's scared of going in. There by the Radiant, they were just there.
Middle
So
tower is under attack.
Viper can just leave. there. It's fine. We're just gonna go to mid and take this. Get tier 1 and try to take over as much as possible.
They're trying to defend this. This may be a mistake. Iceberg, he's in a lot of trouble. He's gone. And always want to fly. He's going to join him again by the looks of it. They find save, but not work. Cavilius, they maybe at least keep this tower up, but it's like at what cost? Because you even brought V2 in here. I don't know if he wants to hang around this mid lane for long.
Yeah, I'm not sure really what Iceberg is up to. Like all 3 of his deaths so far have been quite, I don't know, just
very always want to fly you, right? Like I'm doing this for space.
Yeah, he's just not very cautious. Not very cautious and just kind of like walking to areas where he shouldn't be. Perhaps the longevity of the.
Dire are scanning.
He gets in the game too. Like, what exciting hero have you got? You picked me, DK. You picked me another hero that's the hitting tap. Okay. But I want a playmaker, man. I want someone fun that moves around. Look what GPK got this game around.
Yeah, I mean, he gets to play Zeus, Invoker. I'm Dragonite, Death Prophet. Like, what the fuck?
You just want me to get hit?
Think of me?
Exactly. I mean, you know, his name is Iceberg, which does make you think of like a unmovable object, but he's been shattering a little bit.
I mean,
too
he's also a
often already.
boxer, right?
Yeah. Give him Tusk mid. That's what we're getting
Playing
at here.
Zeus.
Oh, I miss those good old days of the Deso Rush mid Tusk.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
What good old days of Deso Rush Tusk?
Do you remember
What are you talking?
like 20? I think it was like 2012, 2013 when the hero just didn't feel good really in any role. I think that was a long time ago. Back before he got tag team. You remember the old Sigil? I know you had some time as a 4.
I remember the Sigil. I mean, the Sigil was a pretty dope spell, I think.
Oh yeah.
It was very annoying to deal with.
It kind of feels like in some ways they trivialized the hero. I remember they first made the tag team change and it was just broken, but no one was picking it because there was too many tournaments going on, right? Like no one had a chance to practice it. And
Dire's
then
middle tower
people realized not only did it have all these weird, cheesy, broken combos, but actually getting a ridiculous
Dire's
amount
middle tower
of extra
has fallen.
damage. I think it was on the 12 or 15 second cooldown from level 1 was a little bit broken.
Yeah, tag team initiative. Chin combo that WoW was just
Ready for a fight.
Radiant's bottom
Tech
tower
speed and
is under attack.
something else.
I'm glad to see the hero getting picked a little bit more. It feels like it's been a while since we'd seen him.
Dire's
Especially
top
seeing
tower
as
is
there's
under
been a shift
attack.
away from these Roman supports to the 2-1-2 meta for quite a long time.
Dire's structures are
Rogers
fortified.
had sort of a rough start. I mean, he's
Dire's
got some
top
great
tower
ambitions
is
here.
under attack.
Or, you know, stages. I mean, the question is how much map
Radiant's
will he
bottom tower
take
is under
before?
attack.
How much space will Navi get? You know,
Yeah.
enough space.
I mean, that's the thing, right? Look at the difference these two lineups. You got a Drow and a Dragon Knight,
Radiant's
and they've only
bottom
taken
tower
one
has
tower,
fallen.
while VP are about to take their third one.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, and Iceberg is queuing up a Blink, right? So he's not really gonna get stronger than he is in terms of fighting capability. Get on top of a target, you can stun, maybe try to get, you know, that's squishy, you know,
Dire's top
save in the
tower has
Tusk.
fallen.
Stallion already, so they've going for
Radiant's bottom tower
Last
is under
game.
attack.
Yeah, and then you're gonna blink in, you're gonna throw out a stun, but if DM's anywhere nearby, you don't necessarily have the raw health to keep yourself alive as a Dragon Knight.
So the Nether Toxin, a lot of this innate tankiness don't really feel as normally do on this track.
Well, especially against the PA of all heroes in this type of game. We could end up seeing those situations where a Dragon Knight gets 1 or 2 hit later stages if he doesn't, you know, need to scale.
And he's already got the Battle Fury now hit, so he's gonna start to ramp up a little bit here. They've
The smoke movement by the side of VP will be off the mark. They don't actually spot anyone. They're looking in the wrong place. A reasonable guess, though, considering Na'Vi just opened up this area. Maybe they were going to try and
Radiant's middle
use it.
tower is
Na'Vi,
under
they just
attack.
keep moving as 5.
Should make my life easier.
yeah, they sort of have to move. Very scared against this Tusk invoke. Pickoff is very strong. Right now their spells are just strong for fighting. Oh. I'd find the Viper here though. Quite a nice kill here.
General, he's got the hook shot, gets vision, Ilias will be the kill. They'll move in, multi-shot through, we'll clean him up, easy piece. Creep Wave's not here though, and they did just commit the Elder Dragon form, so the question is, Na'Vi, like, what do you do with this ultimate now?
I think you're really happy with that. There was a large smoke movement by 5 heroes. All you gave up was your 5 Enchantress. That, yes, he got some level 6 Enchantress. Of course, you very happy.
Especially when that kind of that attempt at only getting you that, you kind of look at Epikid and it feels like there's situations where you talk about an Alk still farm. This guy is beginning to accelerate. Like, he's only one Mithril Hammer off having that Deso, and at VP at that stage, one kill could easily lead them to go take Roche, and all of a sudden Na'Vi will be just busted inside their base.
Yeah, I mean, he was like 300 gold ahead of the Drow Ranger, but I hope of that stack. Another ancient hand.
Kills.
Is under attack.
Shot gets General out, but barely.
One by one, they
I mean, we saw how amazing hookshot can be in the late game, but this is painful to have to do in the early game. It's only 60 seconds, but Clockwork is that type of hero, especially in the core role, right? That you just kind of need to keep finding kills.
Yeah, they have 4 heroes bar Drow Ranger now, with kind of the not the start that Iceberg had, but sort of the that state set him back so much. Up there, he was quite far ahead. He was top armor for a while. Now with all these deaths, sort of transitioning more, almost as a supporter's role. And Clockwork is not really a scaling hero in that same tradition. I think Roger and you know, to some extent even Iceberg, eventually they're gonna have to take up a lot of the slack.
I think you're right on that, right? Iceberg, his lane was very chill, and then obviously Tusk comes in, makes it a little bit too cold for him, and now, yeah, he's going for the BKB next, but it really feels like he's kind of just a scouting tool to set up for this Drow, which puts even more pressure on V2 in a game where he could very easily get caught out.
Yeah, also with
oh, are they gonna do it? They're gonna go. General, the Ice Shard, max range clip, but they cannot force the hook shot out of them though. Save, we used the snowball, which should allow him to get away. The hook shot being primed up. General's gonna whiff it! Save! We'll turn around with a Walrus Punch. They're gonna burn him down. He will die. The Sunstrike not good enough to kill off General, but my god, did he make him work for it.
yeah, they had to in quite a lot.
Radiant's middle
Trust him.
tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
50 extra cast range talent.
Balance. See him use it. You can see the Drow. Am I going for a different target? Dagger out. He decides that's enough to scare away V2, and they just wanted to try and protect the tower, but it is going to fall.
Yeah, GPK just casually throwing.
Hope like Italian. Well, now with the Deso though, and with the Dragon form used like that, you can already see what VP's intent is, and this will not take long. Maxed out on the tag team, Italian as well, Alacrity, by Roche. Look at General, he really wants to help out here, but the amount of things blocking his way. Yep. Now not only do they get an Aegis, they might just get a bonus kill on the side. Icewall goes down to zone away reinforcements. The Blade Mail will not protect him as General falls.
They're used to there
Rumor has it.
pretty quickly.
Yep.
Deso, they've got tag team.
GPK? All right, you're confident, but this is a little bit too confident. Epikid is going to try and salvage this, but V2 just poking and prodding at him. He's going to lose the Aegis. X going to go down, and he has no way of kind of striking outright to this to try and escape. They're going to lose another one. Triple kill already for V2. He's going to start to right-click into the PA next. Epikid is also going to fall the Moe shot. The Viper going to be brought down. It's an ultra kill for V2, and immediately as soon as VP get a big advantage in that Aegis, Na'Vi slaps it out of their hands and takes it back.
Yeah, they strange sort of commitment there. I'm not sure he ran up the there.
He was.
Got it.
I mean, you're feeling confident, right? They're like, oh, we got this lead, you know, we got this big advantage. There's no way that Na'Vi are going to fight us. Yet somehow V2 was able to stand still and click on heroes at his own leisure for the entirety of that fight.
Yeah, V2 just.
Now, when you look at the net worth, he's caught up completely with Epi. 100 gold split between them. I guess they
overtaken the. He's gonna kind of back. Now you kind of have to think things a little bit. You're gonna have to be happy with that 8. Kind of threw it away. Roger's actually.
And you know, he can get away with this because general, in terms like, what do you really need in a clockwork in this game? Like the blade mail kind of does what is needed. You can see he's actually just going to queue up an E-blade next and the Ags as well. So these items that will help, but when you think about what's going to give you more value is that the Phoenix or the clockwork in this game, he understands that he's actually now the possible clockwork.
Yeah, and
Radiant's
it's
bottom
really
tower
fine.
is under attack. Radiant structures
It's
are
definitely just-
fortified. Dire structures are fortified.
15.
And then level 10.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Egg is going to be
Radiant's
V2.
bottom tower has fallen.
kind of all the net worth he's got. He's not that easy to kill. The Manta to get out of the net. Cautious.
Dire's middle tower
Wanna
is
keep-
under attack.
No, and he's not looking to be static, Drow, right? He's not just looking to sit there, do the big clicks, build data lists like we saw last game. He's going for the silver edge. He understands. Actually, like, we have to bring the fight to a PA, because if you
Radiant's
try and
bottom
poke and
tower
prod at this
is under
hero,
attack.
it's going to jump on you from a screen away and kill you.
Yeah, and the silver edge this game, while I usually just have added just mobility is going to be quite nice. Limited amount of found on VP. Do you have any direct? Dagger. Shotgun is not that reliable.
Most definitely. And it's always hard to stick on a classic Venge Drow combo. We've talked about it enough. Even if you get this blink and you manage to get that initial Walrus punch, there's always going to be that save coming out of always want to fly. And then the question is, where's VP's second line of initiation in this game? Does it exist?
It just depends on how the fight breaks. They're gonna have this timing where PA is gonna be very strong with. Find the right target now. Oh, Dragonite. That's a Shiva score. They're not easy pick. He used to feel like, you know, total raid boss, but now even with the of these, well, not gonna feel.
Let's see if it does pay off. Iceberg, he goes in, he wants to fire. Epic moves forward, crits come out, Phoenix is dead. No chance to use the egg. Snowball buys some time for Say. The PK Mix run out soon for Iceberg. He needs to get more value out of this right now. They're going to bring down the Tusk, but they've lost the Venge as well. They'll move in. Hook shot in, Clockwork. Trying to control them up. Epic needs to retreat away. B2 staying out of range of TM. The rest going to be a Phantom jump away. He's able to actually move over the side. PA barely alive. And the missed chance. They will not save him. Iceberg gets the kill, but will burn up in the meatball himself. 4 dead on the side of Na'Vi. They do keep V2 alive. And still he will just about live. The Sunstrike is not enough to finish him off, but a definitive win in the fight for VP.
Roger just, I mean, I said that they're not gonna be as squishy anymore, but Roger did not really look like a Phoenix that are there with Tusk with the tag team medallion. I think there was Alacrity maybe on.
And that clumsy net as well. Just, he didn't have a chance to react at all.
Oh, and that's kind of what they have to find the right target, right? Makes this step. kind of the optimal target, unless you're getting not the best. Then
the crazy part is that Na'Vi, they had vision advantage there, right? Like VP had walked under a ward, they got exposed, so Na'Vi kind of knew where everyone was, but still they were not able to react quick enough to that. It just kind of shows how quick this PA can initiate. That's kind of the critical one. With all that cast range on the Phantom Strike, it feels almost impossible to stay out of her view and out of her range.
yeah, that talent has been very difficult.
Especially in a game like this, when you think about heroes like the Phoenix, right, that play very far back, and that's kind of their advantage, is that they can counteract your move. Becomes a little bit more difficult.
And Roger,
oh, they have vision.
he on this.
Go. Moving in. Oh, that's going to Iceberg force to use the Elder Dragon form. That kind of nonchalant. That's going to come back to bite him if they don't do anything with it now.
Or why he used it. I feel like this series hasn't really been. It hasn't really been like for very strongest. Quite a few.
Trying to use it.
Been a little bit off here. They might try an epic it though.
Salvin it. Hook shot in. PA stunned up. The chain starts to overlap on them though. Sunstruck on the side to try and protect the egg, but it's not going to be good enough to get rid of it. And now Epikid swapped into the mix. Trying to turn around onto this, but can he actually dish out the damage? He needs to retreat away from it. He knows Iceberg BKB is still running. DM is going to try and zone them away, but V2 will turn around and punish him for it. They will be able to bring down Nealis as well. General is going to fall for it, however. And Epikid now being healed too. That's that cast range again, gets him away. Down and away from Iceberg, and that's a good time for Na'Vi to retreat because the Elder Dragon form did just run out.
Opting to go. Pop net worth. Fight this P. Quite a lot again. Yeah, all the agility guy. I mean, sitting at 10 focuses. Yeah, dealing pretty much. Meant to.
Which is still a lot for a PA, but yeah, you definitely feel it. Even when you've got all this amp up, right, with the task and the alacrity, it's going to be the difference between V2 being able to stand there and instantly dying. You know, it's not really a game where Epikid could rush towards the nullifier. Well, I say that, he's changed it up now. He says, okay, I'm going to have to get that next. He is going towards the nullifier, so he maybe is still going to lock the lockdown and is going to remain somewhat on the squishy side.
Yeah, at the same time, the nullifier does go for the 35% blur evasion, so not for the corruption talent. It does have now the 84/85%.
Silver have more value. Viper Strike forced out. General goes in. He's got the cogs. He's going to trap him in with him. DM stands his ground, turns around, but the Nevertop's doing a lot of work. Dive through. Can they do enough? Iceberg. Too much work's being done. The Sunstruck's off the mark. 1-for-1 exchange. Phantom Assassin able to run away. As you said, 85% miss chance. Good luck hitting me. But after that, they get a little bit of a bigger kill, considering DM is continuing to scale and General is, in fact, the POS 4 on this team.
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah, kind of a nice kill. At the same time, they didn't really force any BKB. Yeah, there.
No. And it felt like they might egg, but they realized there was no point, right? Like, there was no way to hold them in.
It was 5-second cooldown, I think.
Oh.
Oh. He would have wanted to use it.
Come get here.
That's what I was wondering, because it would have been. I think maybe it would have been awkward to chase targets at that point anyway, right? Like, I think only Iceberg was really in. They still had the cogs down that was blocking any sort of pursuit. Maybe it works out for them. Now they can use it at this critical moment, because in 20 seconds, Roche will respawn.
Yeah, and I was actually just expecting that to be all I that died there, because I'm just feel like from the last series, the last hate, that I'm kind of just expecting him to.
Instinctive thing, understandable. It has to be BKB. They don't need to run. But can they even get both out? GPK's in trouble. Forced up the high ground, but V2 hits too hard.
Is under attack.
Swaps about. Oh, always want to fight. Okay, you want him dead. There it is, but he's going to make it worthwhile. DM gets caught out. Is ran through. V2 finds another. 2-for-1 exchange, and all you get is an always want to fly kill. But rumor has it they're not exactly rare.
Regeneration.
11-0-5 so far. They're gonna ages here. Probably cheese iceberg. Despite having that kind of really mid game. Now, yeah. 18.
I mean, it's the drow, right? The drow just kind of unlocks. It's almost like you've got an extra item on you because of that agi when you're in the outer dragon form. So you can still dish out a lot in these fights. That AC is just going to be returned in the favor to the drow. I just kind of find it funny in this game because think about DM, right? Like, yeah, these early kills, net worth wise wasn't too good. Then we talked about earlier in this game, just completely dominating. And then in comparison, B2 who got roughed up is now roughing everyone up. Save! Ambitious to say the least. Blaymail's going out with the clockwork, so he will be protected at the moment. They might reinitiate, though they'll be able to find him. General does fall. Can't find anything bigger. And they should be able to as well, considering Iceberg is not there. He's showing on the bot lane.
Yeah, and I don't know, it's really strange somehow. Hit quite a lot despite having this 85% pick.
The procs have true strike.
A ton of spell damage.
I think that's the other one, yeah. Like, I mean, because the multi-shot, we saw how much damage it done, right? I think in the mid lane when he had the BKB, he got down to half HP, and then of course, it's a 40% chance of marksmanship. So if you do get a few marksman procs, this PA is going to be very sad.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how they interact. I guess it should over then evasion.
It does, marksmanship procs do have true strike, so
yeah.
But is it the full damage or just the bonuses? I think that is that what you're saying? Because I'm curious on that one.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how they're interact. I suppose it's just
a lot of damage coming on the Tusks.
One less enemy.
It's just so scary. I mean, we met plenty of us have had that experience in our pub games where a drow builds a shadow blade, but it's not usually this scary for this long.
Radiant are scanning.
No, it's also just the game that he's having. I also feel like he's itemized it. Blade, the man, everything, committing to a BKB or anything. Multiple.
Radiant's middle
play these fights and.
Attack.
Now they're just dishing it into the towers. Of course, Iceberg in that dragon form is a machine gun in his own right as well. B2 doesn't even have to get close to the high ground though.
Yeah, high ground time here.
Structures are fortified.
Towers.
Radiant's middle tower
helping.
is under attack.
And he can wrap around the back though, and he has the nullify now. The question is, can he do
deal with the creeps here?
Yeah. Go in. Cataclysm. They get rid of the DK. Okay, that's the remote now. Epikid, he could backstab here. Sees the target, looking to go in, always want to fly, it's going to be gone. BKB activated, hookshot comes out though, they're trying to punch the PA. Clockwork, he's going to keep him trapped in, able to move away. The egg is going to go down, so they'll need to reset and retreat away from this, but DM is a little bit too slow. B2 will stay on top of him, the stuns will come out. They will find the Viper kill. But still, good play from VP, good reveal from the Ags, and a big pick off on the Iceberg that will just stave away Na'Vi's first for blood.
Yeah, once again, Iceberg. I'm not sure, I was kind of watching Epikid. I missed what coming out of all the pop the BKB and also not able to use it. I guess he must have been somewhat out of position. Tusker. Surprising,
probably the Tusker, because I was looking at the same thing. I was like, Epikid, now will he backstab? And then you just see that kill. You're like, yeah, Epikid is going to try for something here.
Don't really expect this Dragon Knight to be dying with B.
Quite the surprise, but VP, they're looking to surprise us. They're like, whoa, don't count us out of this one, all right? We got 1k net worth lead. You should fear us. GPK especially still showing it.
7 the game. Got the silver edge now. Come quite a bit easier. Viper.
I'll take that.
Epikid, he's going to feel incredibly fragile. I mean, he already was in this game, but now if you go in, you need to make sure you know exactly where the drow is, I think is the critical thing here, because you get caught with that Phantom Strike on cooldown. 5 seconds is more than enough time for V-Tune to end your life.
Yeah, you need to be smart about how you... Pretty much on all heroes at the same time. No, but with the Avenge, able to go Power Ranger, also need to be worried about the Phoenix. Tanking also. Egg, because Egg is something you can't really fight against.
No.
Aegis is going to be reclaimed here. Perhaps going to sway them from going high ground here. Or at least make them think.
Top tower is under attack.
They're a little bit reluctant.
Structures are fortified.
I might just wait for the next lines, because Roger, he's got enough to buy on it, he will. He's got the Aeon Disc recipe that's going to fly out. Of course, he's keeping that component locked, but I mean, that clutch save could be what completely cripples VP if they get caught off guard in these fights.
No.
Oh!
Once again, sniper
Radiant are scanning.
not more.
Hey, we're
Saying what, some 1,000 plus.
Yeah, we're 36 minutes in as well, so you know, no Raxes have been deleted from the game yet. We could end up seeing a certain ridiculous item again. VP are praying that item does not fall into the clutches of V2 2 games in a row. I am getting ahead of myself, but still.
you are. I mean, the last game was twice as long as this one, so let's see. Still, no Rex, you know, approaching 40-minute mark. Not a single barracks. It has a lot of sort of longer games.
Hello, VP. They want to play. Smoked up.
On the Minotaur horn here. It's gonna be very nice for him. He doesn't feel like he has to buy the
Iceberg. They know where he is. But even though you've proven he can die time and time again, very funny, haha, not really the one you want to be initiating on if his team's standing behind him. Instead, they're trying to look for the soft underplay.
sort of long wrap around here. Gonna find General, but...
I love the way he just stands there. He's like, so, was this what you were expecting? And it wasn't. They want
yeah, I
out.
mean, he's sitting there with the craggy cold. Bait mail. He doesn't really mind getting in.
Hook shot in, long range, connects on Epic Kid. BKB forced out, Rogers down, this has already gone off. The Colt's bouncing around though, a little bit of trouble here. Cataclysm's gonna come out, it's gonna go down. Drow's almost dead, V2, they can't find it though. He's swapped out, he's safe, Tusk is down. The egg will go off and they need to retreat, but they've caught Epic Kid. Can they stun him up? No, they go for Enchantress instead. They need to be careful. DK is hit up by the break. He's gonna try for the TP out, but the Cold Snap's gonna be there. They'll turn around, they'll take out Iceberg, but it looks like Always Wanna Fly wants to die alongside him as he swaps himself into his death. GPK being turned around on, but they're gonna move in. Epic Kid, he goes in, the crits come out, they got rid of it. V2 is dead and gone. They're gonna wipe the entirety of Na'Vi.
Memory.
The
dusk is always
fight.
Dire's middle
Quickly there,
tower is
just-
under attack.
Understanding he has to get out of his egg, you know, he's just going in, out, and dealing damage, just making sure he's like living right on the edge, you know, not getting caught by all. Yeah, I think the blur evasion at that point, I play quite a part there.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Right? This makes this hero so potent. I mean, like, how do you lock him in long enough? Can you lock him in long enough? Especially when he also has a satanic, so anything used to stun him, it doesn't feel like it's doing enough. And even if you do that, the save with these snowballs, able to just kind of hide him from the egg explosion. It just feels so hard to punish Epi right now. And now they're going to punish your base. Okay, we're actually getting Raxus disappearing much quicker in this one. Should be 2 lanes, but that should be all VP take. They'll just back up after this likely and wait for Roche.
Yeah, there was no buyback on the
Dire's top barracks has
bought
fallen.
this Eagle song buyback for him. Now all of a sudden, well, feeling pretty cocky, man. Disappear here. Here's a double damage top. It's gotta disappear.
Haste Rune, less valuable. Roche would be very valuable. Up in 40 seconds. To both teams, they'll have everything available for this fight. Na'Vi with what remains of your base staring you in the face saying, please don't let VP hit me again. This might be the do or die Roche.
Yeah, this Roche. Timeless Relic or Spell Prism. You can just... It's not pick your poison, but I don't know. What's the opposite?
It's more rat.
Pick your party. Pick your pickle. I don't know if you like pickles.
Courier has been
I think
killed.
it's still poison. It's just in this situation, it's ram your poison of choice down your enemy's throats. Right? Like you could either spam spells or yeah, he did go for a timeless relic because the cataclysms in these fights have been incredibly painful for specific members of Na'Vi. But look at this.
And I think that was a pretty early spawn. And
Tornado's coming through. These two will be walled up in the air. X going to be committed to secure though. Hookshot in as well. Connects on the two. Is going to push them towards the explosion. And the jumping from Save is going to work against him. They get the against Cheese and the Refresher Shard. And they get a kill on Save. Dead for 100 seconds. No buyback. And the hookshot in. Just as he's about to time out. He naps. General will die for it. But the jumping. Iceberg trying to stay. He has to activate the BKB swap to get him away. They're hitting Epic Kid. Can they get rid of him? Picking up Panels trying to get away. The burns are coming out here. The egg doesn't clip on anyone. Jump in. Tornado interruption though will stop the Phoenix in his tracks, but they will not try and turn this around. They'll be happy with the always want to fly kill. They cannot risk Epic Kid here. He's bought the Divine Rapier.
I feel like this is a really... Like... Not really in a very losing position. Committing to this Rapier now. I also think the fact is he's not that strong. Like it doesn't have any sort of attack speed item, so hitting from the Phantom Strike, attack speed is actually quite low. He's relying somewhat on the alacrity, most likely.
Somewhat,
but it's very scary. All of a sudden, you know, lose one fight, then you probably lose the game.
He doesn't give out boots.
We were in such a winning position seconds ago, or just a few minutes ago.
I remember I saw someone on Reddit, they were like, this is outrageous. I go to Divine Rapier and I get reported by all my teammates. Now, this is the type of game where Epic Kid would probably have got reported by his teammates because he's a ginormous liability for quite a long time, being over 2,000 gold away from having buyback.
Yeah, and the thing is, even if you do
I'll take that.
need to farm up and buy a new item that is also going to have a large impact.
Just boots.
Halberd now on Iceberg.
Lord.
A bit more tanky here.
But they're moving. They know they have to. They can't kind of get in this status quo. Roger, he is hit, he has the Oundis. The egg is coming off cooldown. This is going to work out perfectly for Na'Vi if VP go. Instead, Na'Vi, they want to go. They smoke.
I have bunting for you.
I'll smoke.
Sees him, the Glimmer Cave. Tornado out on the V-Tune because he hasn't got his boots in either. Jump hit, stun reflected in the Iceberg, and the right click's coming in. They jump straight on the drought. Cataclysm as well, trying to punish this. Can they get rid of him? Yes! First life down, but the X is going to be there. It'll cover him when he comes back up. He ain't a bit in trouble, needs to get out of it quick, but the control is too good. He's gone! They find the PA kill! And he is dead without buyback, which is very obvious by the pretty giant sword laying in the ground. V-Tune says, well, I'm already slow, but I'm definitely taking that. Let's go, boys. Chugga chugga choo choo. Na'Vi, game free. Oh, no.
Yeah, I think the VP they gave them, you know, not just like the key to their house, but also like the deed. Like they gave them like there's like
here's the keys, here's my
like,
wife,
also,
here's what
my,
we paid.
My children, they will work for you. And
you can have my pets, everything else. I'll still pay for the pets though. Hookshot in, they're trying to defend this. They have to, they know it. Snowball to buy some time. On to V2, Gus to push him away. And they control him up. He's got the Ghost Set to protect himself. The E-Blade, nice swap out will get him out. He's low on HP though. Tornado. My GPK chasing in. The Ice Ball goes down. They just turn around. They'll bring him down instead.
Buyback comes out. Warwick Punch is going to be enough. The hero's an RV. There's too many of them. DM, the Cataclysm, control them up. The bird is gone. Dead for 90 seconds, but they're going to lose DM as well. Buyback will come out from the Phoenix. GPK is him versus the world. DM wants to back him up in this, though. Ben's being pushed away. They actually turn it around. Drow does not have the means to get back here in time. He will not buy back for this, and as a result, the Rapier is back in the hands of VP. Wait, no, it's not. No, Iceberg, he got it. He actually took it back with him. Well, I mean, Iceberg, after the early mid-game he had Pycat, we said he was having a few whoopsie moments. He says, it's time for me to be the raid boss.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Drop his treads. I feel like I just saw him buy a pair of treads.
He might have. I'm a little bit too excited, I think.
Oh. Net worth is still not that amazing considering he just got gifted a rapier. Sort of. Does the rapier net worth not count?
It does. I think it does. I think maybe you just put maybe poorer than we realized. They're trying to end it.
Pushing for a win here. They don't want to buy back on the draw ranger.
There it is. They'll do it now, though. They bait them in a little bit too deep. Epic in trouble. BKB will go off. The X going to be there. They need to run the Sunrise, burning them down. Viper is gone. V2 and 100 looking for more. Nice jump away. GP Gate gives FB the range to get out from the stun. General will have a nap time. They did force out the buyback, but they have lost a crucial element as DM is down and dead for a very long time without buyback.
Dire's top barracks
He's gonna have to hold this
Radiant's bottom tower
100
is under
seconds
attack.
against the Rapier Dragonite. He's not gonna have his form though. That is at least a
Dire's courier has been
blessing
killed.
for VP here. It's gonna be kind of hard for him to deal damage. They might have to wait for by which.
I have something for you.
I mean, this game might it might go on for a
tower is
while.
under attack.
All right, seems I have predicted the future. Maybe. I mean, we could end up at tier 5 of this, right? Because there's going to be a reluctance, right? You just bought back on V2. Epic Kid doesn't have buyback. Both teams may just consider chilling for a bit. The problem is if you do chill, that might favor VP here because Epic can farm his buyback. V2, he hasn't got it for a whole 7 minutes.
What might Epic Kid?
If at first you don't succeed,
Try again.
yep, started just like that as you fall for a second. Now, if he loses another Rapier in this game, I think he just throws his keyboard across the room and just says, go game 3. Of course, he has to get to it first, is the real challenge.
Roger getting close to level 25, but also a refresher orb. On this Shiva, he's got the magic lamp. I mean, it's impossible to keep the egg off, and I want to have that extra 3 dive into their face. We fight Epic Egg. He's just okay. I'm running, but he understands that if he uses his KB time to hit the egg, then fight is lost no matter what.
It's the fact that you sit there, you're like, okay, actually, we need to kill V2 before we can kill the egg. So if the egg's there and you try and run it, you just saw the damage V2 does. If you jump on V2 first, egg goes off, Sunrays kill him. Like, it's just an impossible duo to deal with for VP. I think that's the real reason why now. The second Rapier Pycat I'm okay with from Epic Kid. The second one is not a game-throwing Rapier.
No, I would agree that the second Rapier, it makes a lot more sense than the first Rapier, because now you are in pretty of a sort of a awkward position here. You're down 8k even though you're up to racks.
Oh, no, look who runs in towards you as well. Oh, they got with the own disc already. He used to dive as well. Roger needs to be
only
very
now
careful.
having to deal with
Radiant's
the
top
magic
tower
lamp
is
and
under
the swap.
attack.
Well, not that easy to bring.
But you do scare him away, okay? He knows his limits.
Dire's
Roger's like, no,
bottom
no, no.
tower
I
is
am
under
as
attack.
crucial as the Drow to succeeding here.
Yeah, he doesn't have buyback.
Radiant's
they only
top tower is under
Now
attack.
just coming up. Yay, but KP and
Radiant
Oh man, Icebox's
are
gonna
scanning.
hate that. If he dies, just has to, buy back. Like, great, now I'm back to being immortal again.
yeah, he will just be sort of a
Dragon Squire. Correct term.
now he's like a dragon king, right?
What's cool? What's like the coolest knight title we can give him? Dragon, like Lord Thunder Dragon Knight? I don't know. Thunder sounds cool.
Dire's
Lord.
bottom tower is under attack.
Lord Dragon, Blood Killer, Fire Dragon.
You've got the XXs. The
Dire's
XXs.
structures
Right.
are fortified.
And also the 53, because there are 50.
Well, only 53. People sleeping on that name.
Dire's bottom tower
The
is under
DM at least
Dire's
finding a
bottom tower
Havoc
has
Hammer
fallen.
here. Bump up his HP just a little bit.
But
Help him out in these fights.
you wanted to know what
Dire's courier has been
the
killed.
Dragon Peasant looks like. I mean, the comparison between the two. Only 4K network with.
Dire's
He
bottom
does feel
tower
like a
is
bit of
under
a peasant
attack.
comparison, but I suppose right now. Roger.
Look at him just run at them. Head goes down and Focus is gone. Hook shot in's gonna find the Dragon Peasant. DM trying to move away, forced off BKB out, but the second hook shot is there. They'll catch on to him. They'll kill him off. It's 2 dead on the side of VP. And it just looks so stupidly casual for V2 with all of this damage.
I actually think that's like almost like probably Iceberg, just all the DK with the and the rapier.
Yup.
The attack speed that he gets from Draw Ranger, the additional range that he gets from the bench. He's Gary is like
No, he's like, yeah, if you were doing a D&D campaign for 5 years, he's the final dragon.
you know, at least they did buy enough time for
Oh,
the
Jesus.
axe on the DK, but at least they bought time for Epic Kid to buy this next rapier. You know, he's gonna at least get to show it off. Iceberg did port back to the base because he didn't have form there.
That's true. And they're still lingering
Are
around.
gonna get their heroes back up. Still gonna be more game to be played here.
Of course, it is the truly scary black dragon in this game. I don't know. Maybe if you catch him in the break, I can see a world in which Epic Kid slays him first. But otherwise, I'd be incredibly scared of this lad here.
Radiant's
Yep,
middle
that's
tower
one.
has fallen.
You guys maybe want to stop him from, because he seems to. Oh, okay, that's a 7-1 to stop. Not a good one. That's Ilias gone. Here's the buyback. Egg. They're just gonna egg. They got the glyph. The egg may have been a little bit premature.
They have the triple egg. It's the triple egg.
They're gonna stand there.
At all.
They're gonna try. They have to. They go in. Epic Kid with the BKB running out. He's in trouble. They're gonna run him through Cataclysm to try and do the damage. B2 brought low, but not low enough. They've lost Epic Kid. He has no buyback. Na'Vi, they do lose the first life. Aegis is down, but how do you kill Drow the second time? DM's trying his best as he can. So it's gonna be a 4-star to get Drow away. He can just reset the try and stay on top, but Sage, what can he do now? Warriors punch out. He's just gonna fall as well. One by one, VP crumble. It looks like we are gonna get the game free as Na'Vi turn around. They hit the throne. GG gets called. Na'Vi have done it.
Na'Vi victory.
You know, 69k advantage last game, 39k this game. Epic Kid feeding away 2 rapiers. I think you gotta be quite upset here if game was really in the bag for you. Managed to sort of give it away, sort of in a similar way that you gave away these 2 rapiers.